going on, y'all? How y'all doing? We're going to Culture Code. We go ahead and Trev got that. So we got the album Preacher Chair. What issues the crew? We got Mr. Trev Smooth. Really? I think you might got a delay. I'm not sure if you plugged in all the way, Trev. You got True. Aaron HD is in the house. And Whites, me, myself, Lapeef JR. Welcome to the Culture Code. How y'all doing? Y'all still got Mark. Good, brother.
What's going on?
What's good? What it do? How y'all
All
doing?
is good.
Tuesday. So how y'all doing this Tuesday?
Doing good, bro. How are you?
Man, y'all struggling already? We're only 2 days in. Man, it's gonna be a long week, man.
Day, it's been interesting.
Not everybody week start on Sunday.
Okay. Yeah. Anyhow, man, what's going on, AP? Ain't seen you in a while. How you doing, sir? We got Smiley as well. St. Darius, Fishing and Fit, first always. What's going on, Dory G? Good to see you, man. As you guys come in, hit that like button. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And if you're catching this on a replay, hit that like button. Also, make sure you subscribe as well. Got a couple topics to discuss tonight. We got Dwight Howard. We got Dak Prescott. And I actually ran across this. I know Will was discussing it earlier, but is it time for men to grow up? So we're going to talk about that on the back end. Should we finish strong? Marriage is cooked. That's the title, man. We're going to get into it. I know we got some people that's pro-marriage and some people that may not be pro-marriage. You got some folks that agrees with prenups. Some people say it's a piece of shit. Wait. I must have got the same link. Give me 1 second. Got the same link, I think. I got some kids in the background. Oh no, that's the damn wind. Hold on. There's some storms going around here. I don't know if there's some storms where you at, HD?
Not yet, no.
Okay.
But it's very cloudy.
Yeah. I mean, some wind. I want to make sure. I'm not used to tornadoes, but I don't typically get those in Chicago. Let me just send him this link because I forgot to send it to him, and then we'll go ahead and get started. I'm trying to wait till he can get up here. Have you guys been keeping up with the Dwight Howard? Y'all heard about it? Is it news to you?
I've heard about it. I just seen the shoot with his girl was kind of crying in the car or something like that.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and play it to get into it. What about that? You heard about the prenup?
Yeah.
When he be on top of all the controversy is going on, so I wasn't surprised by you.
No, I don't be on top of the controversy. I'll be on top of the man that choose. And that's a Cowboys player that did about to do the dumbest shit in the world and get married out of prenup. But I mean, he in Texas, so Texas just capped child support. Anything past $12K, they're not even considering that. So he's gonna pay $3,000 for them 2 little girls, and she gonna have to go get a nigga that's less than Dak Prescott. She played herself.
Yeah, but they also could have said that nonsense. Like, let's say she got security, private school, or
no
certain things that they already have in place. They could do that.
No, they can't. They can suggest it. She can request it. There's no law that says it's mandatory that they're going to get that. Now, if he chooses to keep them in that's on him. But there's nothing past $12K. That shit and his financial obligation to those kids have been met legally. So if he chose to, he could be, team fuck her and say, hey, I'm not doing shit extra above child support. Because once you put a man on child support, you put a dollar amount on his financial obligation to those kids. So his is probably going to be like $2,970 because it's up to 25% for 2 kids at 12,000 at the 12,000 cap, or $11,700.
Yeah, I'm familiar with those.
So
All right, we're gonna get into Dak on the second half. Let's go ahead and get this Dwight. He can't looked at it yet, so I'll wait for him. We'll just catch him up when he get there. Again, welcome everybody. Do me a favor, hit that like button. That's all I'm asking for. Is just to hit that like button, share the stream. Let's go ahead and get this show started. We're gonna open it up with the Dwight Howard situation. This is his wife. His wife currently has to be right now. So we're gonna go ahead and hear what she had to say.
To know me, you know I am so prideful and so private. It hurt me so bad to have to even protect myself in this type of way. But my marriage has landed me in a very dangerous position. My stepdaughter was just taking my CPS because of her father. CPS and the police have been here 3 times in less than 3 months, and I stood in it with my husband, even though I was scared for my own self. Whatever he wanted me to say, whatever it was, I'm thinking this is my husband. I had everybody around me saying, even after I tried to divorce him the first time, everybody around me says, you can't leave your husband this soon. You said through sickness, through health, you said through good or bad. That's why I came back, but this is going way too far. But it's not even about me, it's about the kids. The stuff that I have to go through with the kids, I have to be witnesses to. I'm in the police at the house. They asking me questions. I don't know how do I lie for my husband. I've never been married before. I'm in love with my husband. I don't want him to get in trouble, so of course I'll be his alibi, but this is going way too far. And now I'm getting mixed all in this. I have been with this man for 14 months. I cannot ruin my entire life for something that this person is doing. I just cannot do it. I tried to get so much help. I asked for counseling in our marriage. We went through 2 different counselors. When I say I love my husband, I don't want to leave my husband, but the positions he keeps putting me in, and it's all over nothing. I keep telling people he needs some help, y'all. I live with him. This is not him. This is not Dwight. This is trauma. This is everything he's been through, but just not the kids. I have to advocate for the kids. And I can't go down for what he's doing. So they took our daughter. And I'm just sitting there like, do I speak up? Do I be quiet? What do I do? But I caught this man. I caught this man forcing our 12-year-old son to cover for him, his son, to cover for him. He had him lying. I recorded it. He was coaching our son to lie on me, and I had to record it. And it's this shit. I try to tell everybody he needs some help. And ain't nobody would have fucking listened because he got the money. I kept saying, whatever, y'all don't understand. I live with him. He needs some help. And this is it. This is what I'm fucking losing my fucking marriage to. This shit right here. I told everybody, y'all gotta help him. He is spiraling. I'm in here with him. I'm trying to love him through it. I was gonna run out the door. I was gonna leave him. But everybody told me, don't leave him. He's struggling. I stayed, but not this year. We got the police involved. CPS, you're lying on me. You making up alibis. You got our son, my stepson, lying. And thank God I recorded it. And he innocent in this, but you said just to protect yourself, you would take anybody out, including me, and I can't let you do it no more. I don't want to share the dirty secrets. I don't want to go out like how everybody else did this man. But I gotta protect myself now. I'm uncomfortable. Now, I don't know what is gonna, I don't know. I'm uncomfortable. This man has the money. This man controls it all. And it's not about no money. I've been with this man for 14, 15 months. I never asked him for $1, nothing. I'm not on the credit cards. I just love him for him. But this shit is going too fucking far. And I'm so embarrassed And I gotta even I'm just like, I don't know what to do. When I heard my stepson being coached to lie on me, I gotta protect myself now, and I know it was supposed to be through sickness and health, but this shit is scary. This is why I'm losing my fucking marriage. Because the money, y'all didn't want to help him.
Sad situation. We had to go ahead and edit it out, but she was showing some of that snow. That's what it was. CPS came and, just a mess, big mess. But what do you guys thoughts about it, man? I know I heard a couple reviews, man, and they highlighted some points, and I'm like, oh, that's an interesting take. But Willie, go ahead first, man. I know you on mute, just so you know.
I don't trust nobody, nothing they say, nothing they do that sets up a camera to record themselves crying about something. That's the fakest shit in the world. And as soon as I see it, I assume I will bet money that everything she's saying is bullshit. And if it is happening, she probably deserves it because she's retarded enough to get on camera and record herself fucking crying about something. That's my stance. And then you showing, and then like not trying to be funny, but you the one showing that cocaine. Ain't nobody ever seen Dwight Howard, and like, and your dumb ass came on the internet and showing a pic with cocaine on your person. So now you the cokehead. If I was Dwight Howard and I'm trying to set you up, I'm just gonna call the police once I see this live. I'm like, hey, it's a girl in a car on live right now showing cocaine on her person. Get her your address, and now you locked up with a cocaine possession charge. Stupid. Like everything that happens, I hope that she learns from and grows from. But yeah, I don't believe shit that girl said. Because the cokehead, they're gonna give you his powder no way. Cokehead keep their powder close because that shit is expensive. So you got it. It's all right.
All right. Go ahead, HD. What were you thinking when you first saw that? I'm not sure if it was your first time.
No, I had watched it right before I got on. Yeah, it's crazy that, but I'm with Willie. I thought it was very where she wanted to be entertaining in the sense of clickbait. 1, 2. If you're embarrassed, why would you go live? Like, it doesn't really go together. Now, some of these things could have taken place, and she fears for her life. Those things are possible, but why not go to the authorities to do that as opposed to trying to get on the side of the public, right? So I just think that you should keep these type of things in house and allow, if it's true, allow the justice system to take its course, because this type of thing could eliminate evidence, I'm assuming, because I mean she's already saying that this is taking place, but however she's fearing for her life, but she's not going to the people that can help her. I don't understand that. So I would like to believe her, but my first instinct was, if you feel such a way, why not go to the authorities? And 2, if you're embarrassed, why go live? That's my thoughts.
All right. Go ahead, Aaron.
Yeah, I don't see anything about this that could possibly lead down the path of successful. Why do this? And I don't know if people seen the video. What she held up was a 1-gallon Ziploc bag, what looked like about 20 grams of work in it. And then she physically makes physical contact with it. She pours out something in her hand and then reaches in the bag and picks up a clump.
What?
About the size of a ping pong ball. Like, it's physical contact with the work on camera. So I'm like, and what is she trying to get accomplished? She's not signaling an intervention. She's not trying to, it's not a cry for help, because who on social media, on watching live streams is going to help you? You know what I mean? Like somebody said on the panel, consult the authorities, alert family. I mean, go directly at the sources that can help the situation and apply a shotgun effect there. But broadcasting it across the internet on a live stream where you're showing people you're making physical contact with your bare skin with this stuff, and you in tears, I think she's on that. I think she's a customer.
Yeah, I think you got a good point there, man, because if she wasn't familiar with it, she wouldn't have been kind of navigating that whole situation how she did on actual live. I mean, most people, when it's foreign to them, they don't typically want to touch something. When it's hardcore, it's like, I don't want no parts of it. I don't want no accidental anything. But the way she was kind of dibbing and dabbing, it's like she's been around it or she's familiar with it. She may not be a user, but she for sure, to say the least.
Especially in such a heroic quantity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, just to be in the car with, I don't know what she was at in the crib, but just to have it in the car right there, imagine if authorities came. And she had, she can't say this.
And she crying and handling cocaine, which it can be absorbed through the skin. Like only a powder head would do that.
It was enough in that bag to get somebody standing across the street in trouble. Anybody on the block is getting questioned.
Aaron, you used to be a police officer before?
Never in life.
I ain't gonna ask you how you know how many grams that was, but
because I'm a scientist, engineer, and physicist. I mean,
okay.
Volumetrics is not lost on me. I can tell you, probably just look at it and tell you the density of it.
Yeah. Oh, that makes sense though. That's
volume, mass, weight.
That's legit. Probably the only other reasonable explanation. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But I think she was high. That's what I think. I think it's fairly obvious. Like you was just high. You was having an episode, and you showed it. And I think you do it now. So you should have never showed it, because I think it's yours. I don't know about y'all, but I don't think she said anything. I think she just kept saying the same thing over and over, which was nothing. And I think she was high, and I think she was having an episode. And she, the shit she showed, that's what she's using. So if I was Dwight, you just gave me a layup. So
hold on, let me just play this second part of this clip, and then we'll go ahead and get some more response.
Else's fault? Wow! So you just don't think any of us fell for the antics either, right? None of us fell for the narcissism. Are you crazy, Amy? Amber? What is it? Like, are you serious right now? You called me crazy, right? You said I was jealous. You said I wanted him, when it's always been about the damn kids. And now you want to sit here and cry and sit here and be like, it's because of what everybody else did to him. No, it's because of what he does to people. I was just first. I was collateral damage. Let's call Royce crazy, and people will believe it because I'm baby Jesus. Girl, shut up. It's until you do right by me. It's always been about the kids. It's always been about the kids. Now you want to speak? I'm still blocked up, so I can't see what the you're saying. But now you want to speak because he brought you into it? Girl!
This is not him. This is not Dwight. This is trauma. This is everything he's been through, but just not the kids. I have to advocate for the kids. And I can't go down for what he's doing. So they took our daughter. And I'm just sitting there like, do I speak up? Do I be quiet? What do I do? But I caught this man. I caught this man forcing our 12-year-old son to cover for him, his son, to cover for him. He had him lying. I recorded it. He was coaching our son to lie on me, and I had to record it. And it's this.
That lady rubbed her nose 16 times in that video. What the fuck are we talking about?
And they both crazy. And this is why, like, when I see people go through situations, I'm like, yo, relax, calm down. I don't care how you feel. Calm down, because you're going to look crazy. And it is what it is. Like, now both of y'all just look like he like crazy girls.
And the Royce girl, shit, she Dwayne Wade baby mama, the one that was outside with the homeless sign because, you know, he got custody of the kids and she couldn't pay bills now. That's the same type of time Basketball Wives girl was on. Like, it's to see the same. Like, he do got a type. He like little crazy dark-skinned chicks. I mean,
and boys.
He is consistent in there.
Well,
and if she recorded the shit, she probably would have posted it by now.
Does anybody else think it's weird that CPS would take the children? If the problem was just with him, wouldn't they just deal with him and then leave him with the mother?
Yeah, segregate him from the situation and leave the mother in the house with the kids to continue.
Right.
Oh, so I could be wrong. I don't know, buddy, and I'm not that sure about the whole scenario. But I could have sworn he had several situations like a high-speed chase where he was chasing the first lady who was in the video, his first baby mama, and she was accusing him, Royce, and she was accusing him, his son, of having something been done to him, and then he was doing it to other little kids, and it was a whole lot of crazy stuff. So I'm sure CPS got a big ass foul on that family. Like, the court's been involved in the situation. Just if the first incident was that little high-speed chase, they got to call CPS right then and there for that shit. And then they got to keep following up. And then if it's clear signs of potential abuse or the parents is erratic or sporadic, like, that ain't no normal shit that she on there doing. Even if she made all of this shit up and she just lying, the fact that they in the house together, I'm sure that's a crazy, chaotic ass home. Like, it's all type of shit probably going on within that house. Like, but yeah, I agree with it. He do got a type. He like small, crazy ass girls. Man.
If CPS was involved, he wouldn't have his son. That if any of that stuff was founded or substantiated, he wouldn't have his kid. So
how many of the kids he got? He got multiple kids, right?
Shit, I don't know. He got this one, so it's
then
not
the other child.
He got I know it's at least two because he got a son.
I promise you, I don't know
daughter.
anything about Dwight Howard because Dwight Howard's on my gay athlete radar, so I don't follow him. But
I believe
when it comes to these kids, one thing about CPS is if they take two, then you're not gonna get another one. I guess just not how that works.
What if they took two from a separate incident? Like, he got different baby moms, right?
And that would be used in court. That's my point.
But you still could have the kid.
No.
I know a scenario. One of the people that be on YouTube, the people took 4 of the girl's kids, and then she still got 1 or 2 other kids with her.
Because the nigga ain't took her to court yet for him. Once you go to court, you got a CPS case, you lose. Like, you walk, all you doing is going into court just so you can understand how bad you fixing to lose these kids and how much it's gonna cost you. Because you've already had kids taken out of home. That's the default number one way to go get your kids from somebody. Like, say you got kids by a chick that got kids by 2 niggas. It's you and another nigga. And some reason the CPS take his kids and give them to the daddy. Just go to court. They're gonna give you your kids too, if you want them. But a lot of niggas ain't trying to go get their kids, so they'll leave the 1-2 kids with the crazy baby mom who lost the other 4 just because they don't want them. But again, CPS don't play about kids. And once you got that CPS where you got a removal on you, bro, it's up.
Yeah, I've never had to go to court for my kids, so I'm not no expert.
Yeah, hell no, because you actually like your kids. But
but with that said, I could have sworn it'd be safer. Like, some people will have, like, maybe they got separate caseworkers or something. Because even when I was growing up, I knew people who their older brother might have got taken to foster care. Their mom was on drugs, and they still would be in the home, but they'd never be at the house. They'd be outside with us. Like,
once you get a social work case, it's like a driver's license number. Your social security pop up, and once they put you in for a new case, all other relevant cases come up, and then that caseworker gets all the notes from whoever did the previous case to read and review. And
right,
then
but
we'll use that to make their assessment when they go make a recommendation to the court.
Right, I understand that completely. But do each kid have a separate caseworker?
What do you mean?
Like the
Yeah,
kid,
so like the kids from the first case had a separate one. That case was closed. Those kids were removed. If she opens up another,
it's a different caseworker, right?
But all the shit in that other previous case will get brought into it.
Yeah, they definitely gonna bring it in, but that other caseworker might be like, I really don't see nothing. It's up to how much they following up, checking in.
Guidelines they have to follow, so it's not necessarily their interpretation. They have like like you know how people go to jail and you get points based on like what you did, like you're saying there's a how much time you get for the crime. They have a similar risk matrix that they have to base their decision off of, and it's got to be within those guidelines too. So.
I believe it was 3 kids in this particular situation, but do you think it's safe to assume that if there's 3 kids in the house, whether or not they're separate or together as far as their cases, if CPS determines that something in that house is unfit for the children, they would remove all the children, relocate those who can be relocated, and whoever can't gets held until they find out what to do with them. But I don't see them leaving any kid behind, whether they got separate situations or not. If they live there, you got to go.
I went to high school with a dude named Brad Cotton, and he caught this charge for fucking with a 12-year-old and trying to pay her $40 not to say nothing. And then he got a 17-year-old girl pregnant or some shit like that. Well, when he got that new baby came with the younger girl, like another young girl, he couldn't be around that kid either. Because he was already saying going through what he wants. He took a plea here, registered sex offender. So he can, if he go get anybody pregnant, he can't be around his own kids.
Right, exactly.
Go ahead, Trey. I know you're trying to get in. I thought I heard you. Somebody came off the mic and was saying, I thought it might have been you. Okay.
No, it wasn't me, but I mean, I just think it's weird because if he's got 5 kids and everybody just keep doing that, like, I don't understand. Every female is saying the same thing about him. I mean, it's obviously something wrong with him, right? I don't really want to dabble into the rumors too much because it's unsubstantiated, but I guess it could be considered with all of that, with everything else going on. But yeah, regardless of what, it seems like there's some type of a pattern being repeated. Although I don't believe that he's doing everything that these women are accusing him of, right? Because they don't seem like they're too worthy. But just the idea that he would even choose these types of women over and over again, yeah, he's probably making some poor decisions.
Go ahead, Freshman.
First video, well, I mean, both videos seem a tad performative. I don't want to put anything past anybody. I mean, it's definitely possible that he's dabbling in that. But I found some contradictions in saying, I love my husband. I don't want to, I want to do right by him. And, I'm embarrassed, saying all of those things, but then coming online to talk about it and presenting a substance seems mad contradictory. So it's definitely possible that he's into that, probably with her, but the performance of it all just takes away the probability of credibility in that situation. It seems less credible because she wants to come online, still try to save herself by saying she wants to protect him, but at the same time exposing him. The math just don't add up with that.
She clearly playing with that shit too. Clearly, I 100%.
Coming on the internet crying and recording it and then posting it is the most insane and delusional shit that I believe that a human can do.
Yeah, worst to worst, you could make a claim that it's a play to show that he's unstable, dealing with that stuff, and put him in a position to where maybe she possibly has leverage or at least has, public opinion on her side. Like, it's possible she may have done something that was crazy, and in order to sway public opinion before the truth gets out, come online and beat the story and try to bury him with the drugs.
And she also had no tears either. I mean, we say she was crying, but she never once wiped her face.
She wiped her nose,
She
though.
wiped her
Her
nose,
nose.
but never her face.
And the sniffing was probably chemically induced blockage. I'm telling you, I'm willing to bet a bottle of bourbon that she blew a rail off the dash before filming that what's called.
Yeah. And even if like I know like today was the first warm day, like in my, it was like it was felt good that I took my kids to the park and all that. So I've been kind of like rubbing my nose all day a little bit because my allergies. What? But it's like even if like that is the case with her, like it just look bad. It all look bad. Like it all look bad. Like that's why.
What?
Yeah, this is allergies. This booger sugar.
Damn, you probably should have brought attention to it.
I'm just saying, like, because I noticed, I'm like, damn, I'm rubbing my nose on stream a little bit. Like, chill out,
I wasn't gonna say nothing, man.
As long as the rubs match, like correlate with the sniffles, nigga, you should be all right.
Right.
Rub her nose and then sniffle one time.
Mm.
And you know what's crazy?
My nose be itching. I ain't gonna hold you. It's been like that since I was a little kid. I stay doing this. Like
powder heads, when they wipe their nose too and they see it's a little coke left, they'll take it and rub it on their gum so you think they're eating boogers. I don't know if you've seen them before, but like go to clubs, like what I'm saying, you can tell, and then they'll just like wipe it on their gums. It's a thing. I'm fairly certain if we get the unedited version of that video, she probably caught some and got it out of there.
Sticking your hand in the bag is crazy. On live, that's wild.
Pinching cocaine with your fingers is the wild.
Yeah, great big rocker.
That scooper that she was using didn't look like a personal use scooper. That looked like a giving somebody a tip, like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's like a Similac scooper she had. That shit wasn't no bump looking thing.
An Infamil scooper.
The metal. The chai latte scooper. That shit wasn't no more.
I mean, listen, but
a matcha scooper.
Creative powder head fairness, scientifically, it might be a good idea because that little scooper is an ounce. Just throw that out there for people who might be lazy. They don't want to go get a measuring cup, so they just use a,
Yeah, the ability to make rapid, precise measurements is distribution written all over it.
How many grams is in an ounce? I don't remember. What 16 ounces in a pound?
28.
Yeah, 28. I knew some of you niggas knew.
Everybody get true in there. Go ahead, True. What are your thoughts?
I'm just thoroughly enjoying the feedback as you guys are talking.
These niggas talking about me and don't even know it.
I did not. I see when women do that, like that whole crying and theatrics. I don't know, man. I don't have a gift to be able to tune in. I didn't hear nothing the lady said because it was just a bunch of just mumbling. So I was like, yo, and I watched it, but it was hard to watch. And then as you guys are talking, I'm scrolling or whatever. I'm just thinking basketball players probably need to leave relationships alone. Like I think Luka Doncic, pronounce it.
Luka Doncic.
How do you pronounce it?
Luka is enough. Everybody, we know him by Luka
Doncic. Like his girl just took his kids and filed for child support. Like basketball players don't seem to fare well with this relationship stuff. I think they just need the ball. Like leave the relationship stuff alone. They don't seem to do well with it.
That shit couldn't happen if he stayed in Texas. I'm just saying. It would have happened, but he
got moves.
He get paid a prepaid cap.
But that's it. I didn't say. I mean, I hope it ain't as tragic as the lady was trying to make it seem. Hope it all works out.
If I got sent to LA, the first thing I do when I get my physical is cut my nuts off. There is no way I'm having children while I'm employed in the state of California. They're gonna tell you to pay for the kids, and then you gotta let the kids chop their nuts off because they want to be a girl. It's a double.
It's crazy.
Yep. Yeah.
And they tie that hidden alimony in the child support.
Imagine paying child support for a kid, for your son, and then he say, "I want to be a girl."
I just think that it's wild that she you
one-way ticket
these kids and then be slapped with a case. Like, ain't that thievery? Like, you stole humans. Ain't that like some level of trafficking? Like, those are my kids. I'm just saying.
You said trafficking.
You don't steal people across lines in international waters. And
well, Well,
Wow.
shit. I mean, she did.
It's wild.
Yeah.
I got this last clip that's pertaining to this. Let me play it.
Get
And
to the main
Amy are
event.
both getting high. Do you think a cokehead is gonna let her leave with his stash? That was her stash. He had his own wherever he was at. And now she's on camera crying because the shit didn't went too far.
Now I'm up early this morning. I don't know if that lady snorted that or she threw it out the window. Can somebody? I mean, it's sis. I know you use this video, so when y'all got to go do that drug test, you can say, "Hey, I had it in my hands, and I was crying, and I accidentally did that." I got you, sis. I got you. So that's probably why my test coming back positive. But I believe you and Dwight Howard is in there doing all that. That was a mighty big bag, sis. And why didn't you give that bag to the police? If you want to save your husband so bad, my husband, if you want to save him so bad, why didn't you give the drugs to the police department? Why didn't you tell them, hey, y'all, this is what he owned? Why is you showing us, people that can't do nothing? Why show us that y'all got these big old bags full of drugs at the house? The people needed to take them kids. You could dry them tears up real fast. Child, them people needed to take them kids because y'all ain't doing right by them. I can tell you that right now. And now the only reason why you standing up for them kids in yourself because you see that he was fit to get ready to throw you under the bus because he don't care about nobody but himself. And now you realized it after 15 months. That's how it.
I met the love of my life, and I almost divorced his in 6 months, being real stupid and silly. Actually, we both filed for divorce. Let's talk about the struggles of being a new young wife. First thing I can tell you as a new wife, I know this is going to be a hard practice, but shut your mouth. Shut up. Now, I know some of y'all going to say, oh, you got to shut up because you married. What is he silencing you? No, sis, I'm not saying shut up. I'm saying pick your battles and sometimes pick them quietly. Understand when you became one with your husband, that means you became one. Y'all are one. You have to literally die to your old self. You don't want to do that yet. What does die to my old self mean? Because I'm very much still alive. Simply means adjustments. You got to make a lot of adjustments. Again, heavy on your one now. Know your spicy attitude isn't passion. It's a nasty attitude. That has to die for your husband. Confrontational spirits hidden by passion. You're not passionate, sis. You just got an attitude problem. Lose it. Quick gem. Successful top tier men, they just want peace. They don't want anything else. You can't do anything else for them besides bring them peace. Mistake I made, me and my husband going through issues, telling my friends about it. Don't do it. Dying to yourself is hard, okay? You spent your whole life talking, probably talking too much, getting the last word, being overly opinionated, being emotionally unstable. Some people settle for that, but this person married you, they're not going for it. Passive aggressive attitudes. Most black men, when you do that, it reminds them of somewhat what they grew up with their mom, their siblings. They married you. They don't want to feel with the trauma from childhood. And I'm about to say something that's probably gonna hurt y'all feelings. Black successful men do marry black women. But my girls, let's be for real. Let's talk about it. I already know, sis, life was not easy for us. And along the way, we formed a little neck roll that we can't get rid of. Because life was hard doesn't give you the right to be rude, confrontational, nasty attitude, uncooperative, any of those things. You're married now, sis, so you're joining with one. It should be a peaceful harmony, right? Which means you have to die to yourself with all the ugly things that do not create peace. Let's talk about the maybe I rule. If there's conflict going on in your marriage, in your home, silently to yourself, not out loud to your husband, ask yourself, maybe I am understanding this wrong. Maybe I am processing this wrong. Maybe I am being overly emotional. Maybe I am not listening. If you silently ask yourself the maybe I's and then go in a corner and process them before you respond, you will see that maybe I can do something to meet him more in the middle versus pushing the confrontation. I did not say you cannot have an opinion. I never said that. I said, stop. Process your emotions, okay? You married now. You basically just said, I love you for the rest of your life, my life, no matter what we go through. Me not really understanding the real concept of marriage, I was thinking like, oh, Dwight, you're doing this. I don't like this. I'm going to flee. I'm going to run. Listen, y'all, you ain't ready for marriage if that's the way you thinking.
Oh, man. Hey, dang. But my mama crazy, my side of the family crazy, I'm crazy, my sister crazy, my brother crazy, you feel me? But hey, you know what I'm saying? I hope, you know, you getting the help you need, but I told y'all, man. My mama did too, especially. But it gets to a point you gotta learn to deal with certain things as you get older, bro. But hey, man, that's something right there I will never do. But you got it, bro. I've been known.
Mad at you for lying on me. And I love you still. And it is no beef, David, okay? You don't have to hide from me and run from me. I miss Amber. I'm going to be in this room in the corner. I'm not bothering you. You're innocent in this. But never forget, when you lie on people, David, you can get them killed, sent to prison or jail. You can. So you must always tell the truth.
Yeah.
Telling the truth about you lie, how you made them lie.
So where's the video of her seeing him try to manipulate the boy? Should you post that one?
I say like her manipulating like a motherfucker, to be honest with you.
And you know, when I hear the boy say that, you know, my mama crazy, and yeah, I guess he was also saying that his dad need help. All you just confirmed that what we just like, yeah, your mom crazy. All right. The good thing about Dwight, because I never seen him crash out, he keep his crazy private. You know, like if he crazy or if it's something up with him, he keep it private because he got a little bit of sense. You know, the other ones don't got no sense. And if you crazy, also it's like, I don't know. I'm about to say if young boys know he crazy, it's like, is your dad crazy or are you a crazy person thinking normal people crazy? I don't know. I don't know, but
no, his dad's crazy, man. And yeah, he crashed out in public, so this ain't his first time.
What'd he do,
look,
Hank?
man? Look, yeah, man, the motherfucker grabbed another man's nuts.
Really?
It's a video. It's a video, and like the
Man,
it looked like he
couple
played too much,
videos.
but it was like a gay thing. Yeah.
To me, that's crashing the fuck out. What the fuck
Yeah.
are you grabbing a man's nuts for?
It's slipping
Oh,
in
you in
the
the
park.
you in the goddamn stadium, in arena, knowing that cameras everywhere. You doing that shit? To me, it's a crash out moment. You know, now it's not as far left as some other people like his so-called wife is doing, but no, that's crash out to me. That's A1 crash out to me.
Anybody been to 10 consecutive Diddy parties is suspect to me.
Well, you know, I mean, if that's what he's been doing, that's his business. I ain't got nothing to do with that part. But now he's crashed out. Look here, man. All them motherfuckers are questionable. The mama's dead wrong for going but she's a woman, and I hate when Mr. Leck goes right when he said women are children, but god damn it. Shit like this proves him right, man. Shit like this. Why are you putting your business out there? Even if the motherfucker was on drugs, how does that make you look? That you married this man, that he's a cokehead doing that shit. What is that saying about you as a woman, as an adult, as an individual? What is that saying about you? But guess what? Somehow they're going to iron it over, make everything right. And she's going to stay right with him. She ain't going to get out. She ain't going to leave. He supposedly already got the son turned against you and the daughter turned against you. But yet you're going to stay with this man. And it's not biologically your kid. You said your stepson. So you got it out if you choose to. Now, to me, I think it's legitimate for a reason to get out. If this man's supposedly doing drugs and you can't accept that type of behavior, you're not with it, you're not good with it, you got a green light to get the hell on. But you're not. Because maybe you tipping in that sugar booger too. You know what I'm saying? You was like Lawrence Tate. When I get my ass back in, I'm gonna kick your fucking ass. That's what she looked like when she was in that goddamn car crying and doing all that bullshit. She looked just like she hit it too. You know, that maybe that's her vice. That's both of the vice. It might be a family goddamn vice for him. He might have some crack babies, some dope fiend babies. I don't know. But it's all bad, man. The whole fact that you put this shit on public forum like this, even if y'all worked out, you telling everybody your goddamn business. That don't make sense to me. Why ain't you going to get some type of help, some type of rehab for the man, if that's what he's doing, and maybe you getting that too? Because I think you tipping too. I don't think he's the only one hitting that goddamn sugar, but he ain't hitting about. Y'all might be doing it together, and you just pulled out your stash. That wasn't his stash. I'm like the girl. What cokehead gonna let you get away with his goddamn stash? He ain't gonna let you. He'll fight you for that bullshit. He'll take your life for that goddamn coke. So I don't believe it was. I think it was hers, and they both own it. And they both need some help. But she gonna let everybody in the world know. But then she gonna want to get some of that money he's still getting. What if you cut his resources off when you're doing that shit? He might still have some publishing deals. Still have some. He talked about get back in the league. You know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna allow that to go down. I mean, they probably was okay with it when you was doing undercover. Nobody knew about it. But now it's out in the public. You messing up the bag, man. Not just the coke bag, his paycheck. But that's what you're willing to do in order to act this way. It made no sense to me. I landed there.
So there's information out there saying that he had filed for divorce first. Are you guys okay with that move, or you think he should probably stick out and work it out with his wife?
I love that move.
I'm not a fan of it, but man, when you bring physical abuse, you know what I'm saying, drugs, yeah, I can't do that, man.
She told my business. Hell yeah, like yeah.
I think they should. You talking about he filed for divorce way back, right? JR?
No, I think they just said. Let me look it up, but I think they just said that he filed for divorce after this. But let me check and see when he did.
I think they should stay dug in.
The first time he caught her recording some shit inside their house that they was having that was private, he should have pulled chalk and got that bitch up out of there. Like and you got to think, you can't trust somebody that's recording shit because they know as soon as they decide to record, they gonna act a certain way. They're gonna make sure that they seem like it's the telltale sign for when people start being fake. It's like getting on camera for a TV show. They just acting at that point. That's what he should have. One, he should have married her in the first place. That's the one. And then two, like all of this shit going on, they need to respect his peace. Like you got money, you got fame, that's cool, but like, where is your peace at? Like, how is your peace? How is your self-worth to you so low that this is the type of woman you even want to deal with, regardless of what type of nigga you are? Like, what is she talking about? Why is this okay? Why is this who you want to have your kid around? Like, why is this dysfunctional relationship the one you signed your 12-year-old son up to see? Like, and then y'all don't file for divorce, both each, and then decide. Like, once paperwork get filed, baby, that shit over with. Let that shit go. He can go get a new girl or a new boy, and she can go do whatever the fuck it is she gonna do.
Well, look, Will, I said it probably about a couple of weeks ago. Oh, my bad.
I was just asking Willie, do you think she was like that in the beginning? There's a possibility she could have just...
Ain't nobody like that in the beginning. When the pussy knew, like when you going through the honeymoon phase, ain't nobody like that until shit get real. And it's cool. Like, I mean, that's normal, but getting married before you go through some shit, yeah.
Willie, I think she was 100% like that before he married her. I think he actually enjoyed that to a small degree. Like, there's some people who are attracted to that type of like toxicity, and they just exist in chaos, and they turn them on. Like we had a young lady on the show the other day, and I was saying, like, look, some of that shit I don't even want to be around. Like, I'm not about to sit here arguing on me. Like, I just bounce. It's no way you see how she behaving and the other baby mom, they got the same personality. He's selecting for that shit. That ain't an accident. I ain't never dated a woman act like that ever in my life. Like,
this is just so you guys know, he filed March 9th, 2026. That's when he filed for divorce.
This is why.
Okay.
Just because you hear a woman talking like the perfect, like when she was in that video, everything she said was absolutely correct, right? When she was talking about, you got a husband, this is how you act, this is what you do, shut up, all that type of stuff. Absolutely correct, right? But this is why you can't just listening to a girl. Don't let her gas your head up. Like I be on other panels sometimes, and I be hearing like some of the girls that be talking all this perfect shit. The niggas be eating that shit the fuck up. I be like she just talking, right? Like so, don't let that. She know better, but that don't mean she gonna do better, you know. So
yeah, I think
she's definitely not going to do better. I mean, she had her hands in the work, man. What?
Hey, Willie, I know you mentioned something earlier. Well, not too long ago, you said you should never get married unless you go through something. Can you?
Yeah.
On that?
If you do that, then the first time you'll meet your wife is when y'all on opposite sides of the fucking courtroom. Like you need to see what it's like when y'all need to go through some shit. You need to see if that's somebody that's does she say is you versus her, or is it y'all versus the problem? Because when you don't, like the first time niggas meet their woman for real is when they go through a divorce. That's the very first time you meet the real her. So if you wait until then this is what happens. Like, and I don't mean like you got to manufacture for shit, but like have enough time for y'all to have like a serious disagreement. I'm not saying it's a test because that's stupid too, but like, where y'all have like a genuine disagreement, like you need to understand how y'all resolve conflict, and what her conflict resolution style. What's her apology language? What's yours? Like, do you want her to ask for forgiveness, show contrition, make reparations, whatever it is, y'all got to figure that shit out. Because when you don't, look at the divorce rate. The majority of people not doing it. And I would think that would help everybody immensely.
Well, I think one thing you need to do, Will, is ask the question: what is your style of how do you argue? How do you resolve issues? And then when it happens, follow up on it and call on that bullshit. Well, hold on, this is what you told me, but that ain't how you responded. That ain't how you act. You ain't act nowhere near what you told me. You say you know how to accept responsibility when it falls on you, but that ain't what you're doing. You're doing just the opposite. So now you lied to me.
Yeah.
Now you have to question everything else you said before. So I said it probably about a month ago. Sometimes these individual women, they make themselves look like the ops. I can't trust you. Because when I go through these peaks and valleys, the highs and the lows, man, are you going to be with me when we down? Man, she's showing she ain't with you. She quick to sell you out. She was quick to sell him out. I mean, it's one thing to do it in private, but goddamn, when you take it to the internet, goddamn, that for you ain't shit.
That a lot of cats, I don't think, have a real regiment on how they handle the women that they bring into their life. I think conversations are great. I think you should pose questions. I think that's great, but I think the biggest point is that, and I think we see it too, a lot of men don't really know how to handle women, handle them from a place of opposition. Most dudes are already compromised when they're entering into a relationship to the point to where they believe that as long as she's agreeing, we're good. As long as she's happy, we're good. Most dudes don't have that walk away attitude. They are willing to do whatever it takes to keep her in a state of calm. And then unfortunately, I don't think you're ever going to see the true nature of her until she is tested. You don't test her. She needs to be put under pressure. She needs to be put in positions and situations to really know what your unadulterated perspective is as a man.
True.
Everything you say.
So
everything you say. And I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm my stuff lagging. I thought you had stopped speaking. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, no, I'm saying I think that if you're having enough conversation with your woman, she should be irritated with you, quite regularly, and I mean especially up front, in my opinion, because this will tell me how much information she's been exposed to, how much masculinity she's been exposed to, compared to her probably hearing most of the time what she thinks men really feel or think, in my opinion. And that's how I've always carried things, and I've noticed that a lot of men, they really don't, oh, you can't say that. You can't do that. She gonna be mad. It's like her being mad should be the least of your concerns as a man. I actually want her to arrive at being mad so we can explore it. We can talk about it. We can see why you're mad, why you're upset. Like, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. I thought so what you're saying makes sense, and I agree. It fits in a vacuum, but don't you think we should manage our expectations on this guy's ability to handle anything? I mean, given that, Hank's talking about he's been handling another man's wedding vegetables. You know what I mean? Like, what I don't know.
I was
funny as hell. Hold on, true. So look,
hold on. Mark, Aaron, you got to explain this. What the hell did you just say? I've been handling what?
He had two of them tonight.
Huh?
You got to explain what you just said.
Yeah, bro. What the fuck are wedding vegetables?
Oh, the carrot and the two plums.
Oh, got it.
The consummate marriages.
Okay.
Talk about his rod and tackle. His two.
But you said Hink's been handling that. I'll hold on now.
No, he said you said that. You said that Dwight Howard.
Okay. I'm sorry. My bad, Aaron. I thought you said I was handling it. Hold on.
We know you don't never rub another man's rhubarb. Man,
Hell no. That's sacrilegious. God damn it.
You the last nigga I believe somebody. You were.
Man, I wouldn't do that.
I heard it wrong. I apologize, Aaron. My bad.
Yeah, we brothers, man. I'm not.
Right.
I don't want you dead. I ain't trying to die.
You goddamn right. I got to
I
fight my woman after you said that.
I know it.
I think this is a perfect example of nobody on the panel would have believed that one Aaron was intentionally saying that about Hink, and that Hink would actually do something like that, because we kind of got an understanding of his character from being around him. We never seen him in that scenario, but just in the interactions that we got with him, we kind of like, yeah, this is what I could potentially see him doing. If somebody say Hink called me a heifer and told me to get my tech head ass on, yeah, I could see him doing it. If somebody say Hink called me a stupid nigga, I'd be like, nah, that don't seem like something he could say. Like, yeah, people tell you and show you who they are. You can kind of get a decent gauge from that. And I don't be talking on the phone to Hink and none of that shit. Just from my interactions online with him, I can kind of tell who he is. When it comes to like the woman you dating, you think about marrying her, you telling me you don't got no understanding how she interact with her family, how her and her sister get along, how her and her ex ended things, how she feel about the nigga that she ended, if she seen him, how she respond to him. Do her mom look at her as the problem child? Is she the child that they can't never talk to in the family, or is she the peacemaker amongst everybody? Is she the person that keep conflict up within the family and always trying to get her a lick back and vengeful? Or a vengeful ass woman, bro. That's one of the worst things you ever can do, is date a woman that want to get revenge all the motherfucking time. Like they ain't never gonna end the conversation if they don't feel like they get their way. They never
last word.
All of that shit. Like if they think you cheating, they gonna try and cheat. All type of crazy ass shit happen from vengeful ass with like. No, like there are soft, nice, feminine, lovely women you can meet, and then you can kind of judge how people around them operate, and they say, yeah, I kind of see this is her actual personality. And then after a decent amount of time, you will see like, yeah, this really is who she is. And then you can move forward with marriage. It can't be because you're attracted to her. It can't be because she got the best head or the best pussy. It can't be because you like how she cook, and none of that shit matters when it comes to who you got to interact with, and you talking about your lifestyle. They be down to hypertension, blood pressure, all of these stressed out ass conditions, and you tie yourself to an extremely chaotic and stressful person. Right? You that's like self-assisted deletion. I could never go. I'm watching all of that shit, especially with a big ass decision like that. Like, oh yeah, that's how you feel about that? Interesting. I'm not even gonna put you on that I'm watching that shit. I'm just sitting here like, oh yeah, I'm engaging, but I ain't even go, because like when old girl was talking to the other day, she like, don't you talk to her and try and explain for her not to do that shit. If I'm really interested in her, absolutely not. Why would I give her the cheat code to navigate around if that's her personality? Now I can understand something small where you coaching and you helping somebody get to the point, woo. Or if you can't get nobody else, if you just stuck with this one person, yeah, you're gonna have to chunk that shit up and coach her through every fucking thing. But if you got the potential to do better, my nigga.
I feel bad.
I do know this is probably a play by Dwight Howard. I was just looking up the timeline between him and the transgender situation, where it became public that there was a lawsuit, right? This was in 2023. And then maybe a year later is when these two went public. And then a month later, they went public, and then it was an engagement in December of 2024. And then there was a marriage in 2025. So it seems as if I'm just speculating, obviously, that this was a play to try to get off his back that he was
She the beard.
in the in the kerfluffle, if you will. And so the things that y'all are saying are actually right as far as how you should go about trying to vet a woman. But I don't think that that was his play. I think that his play was potentially to try to get people up off of him with the gay rumors and the lawsuit with the transgender, because the timeline in which he transcended to get to marriage is very, very questionable, considering he had been married to a toxic woman, or I think he was married or had a baby by a toxic woman before, right? So that's just my thought process on it.
Well, humble that. But you don't think it's? I don't know about that. I don't know. That's crazy. But as far as him liking them toxic women, we know dudes like that. That shit turns them on. Now she's a pretty looking woman too. That's like a double plus for them. I don't understand it. It don't make sense to me. But it's showing he has a pattern for it. Like I said, his baby mama was like that. Now his new wife is like that. He's got issues.
That's why I said I don't think that it was I think that it was a play though, and as far as to get married when he didn't have to. You know what I'm saying? But it seems like
so you saying he really didn't want to. He just did it just for the show.
I've been following basketball for a long time, and I followed, Dwight Howard when he came out of high school, right? Just how he was, and then the transition of what people were saying he was, and how he carries himself. He never seems to be wrong, right? So he always plays the part of everybody did him wrong, right? So he doesn't want to look like the bad guy in any scenario. So when this transgender situation came out, he wasn't necessarily vocal about it. He went on podcasts, he went on Dancing with the Stars, he went on so many different things, but they didn't really ask him about that particular subject, which doesn't really make any sense. And then he gets married not too long thereafter. And I just think that it was a way to kind of move the conversation away from that particular talk. That's just my thought.
I think they should have stayed together. The one thing you don't want to happen, because now that they're apart, they're out in the world. You don't want a cancer cell to divide and head in two different directions. Because now the body's compromised, right? And I think they should have stayed together. And is she absolutely crazy? Sure, but he's a little silly himself. You know what I mean? When your life starts looking like a dollar menu Diddy party, it's pretty much confirmed that you don't really need to be out here exposing yourself to the decent people of the world. You know what I mean? Like they should have stayed attached and coexisted somewhere off in a corner somewhere with that bag of stay away.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and transition, man. If you haven't already, hit the like button. The likes are low. All I'm asking for you guys to do is hit the like button if you are enjoying the show, and go ahead and share the stream. We're gonna go ahead and switch it up and get into this Dak Prescott. So they was having a discussion about it. If you don't know, I'll explain to you. But he was engaged. No, he was married, right? Was he married? No, he didn't get married. He was with a woman that he was gonna marry, and she didn't sign a prenup, so he called it off. Basically, he didn't want to go through with it. So they was having a conversation about it, and they brought up some interesting things. So I'm going to play this clip, and then I'll do a stop and play. So I'll play a little bit and stop, and then we'll react to it. So here we go.
Look, man, moving forward, we got to talk about my quarterback. So Dak Prescott and his fiance have reportedly called off their wedding over a massive prenup standoff. After securing a historic $240 million contract, Dallas Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott and his fiance, Sarah Jane Ramos, were supposed to be celebrating their upcoming April wedding. The rumor is that Dak spent the last few months pushing hard for a rock-solid prenup to protect his new bag, and she flat out refused to sign it. That underlying tension finally boiled over into a massive screaming match right on the yacht, leading to their entire wedding being permanently shelved. If she really walked away just because he wanted to protect his contract, did Dak actually dodge a massive bullet here?
Can I give a hot take?
Oh wow! But before you get a hot take, how they know all this stuff? This is
Yeah,
this
I don't know.
The whole second half of that is
a funny tweet. This is allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. By the way, don't nobody sue us.
Because the yacht screaming is crazy. How you know? Were you on the yacht?
But if I'm giving a hot take, I'm anti-prenup. All right, look, Prize Picks is America's #1 sports picks app, and it's on new ups.
Wow.
I'm anti-prenup. I believe that if you need a contingency plan for marriage,
speak on it.
You shouldn't be marrying them.
Oh my God.
If you need to protect yourself from your future partner who you have to lay in bed with every night, the potential mother or father of your children, you shouldn't be marrying them. A prenup to me is like a seatbelt on an airplane. If you need that seatbelt on an airplane, you got way bigger issues than the seatbelt. Airplane going down. So I got money. I'm actually anti-prenup. I understand the thought process behind it, but if you're entering into like a covenant with an individual who quite literally controls your life, you will be asleep next to them every single night. They control whether you live or you die. If you are in the hospital on life support, they dictate if the doctor pulls the plug or does not. And you want a prenup?
Yo,
I'm just anti.
This is and I don't know what it is, but lately we just been disagreeing. Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
I stand with Dak and the #4 Cowboys.
Dude, he don't realize how stupid that sound. And it's crazy because I'm assuming
he do, but he gotta say certain stuff because of what he did before.
But to say you need a seatbelt every time you're on an airplane. Most likely, it's for turbulence. It's not just for if you crash in an airplane. It doesn't matter if you got a seatbelt or not. Most cases, probably right. But it's for turbulence. It's like you'll have to wear that seatbelt several times on that flight.
Turbulence will erase that 18 inches between your head and the ceiling real fast.
Yeah.
Acho was fucking retarded.
Look, it was. Go ahead, bro.
He's fucking retarded. Like, I think that he's probably one of the dumbest coon niggas on the internet right now. He's always saying some counter to man shit, and then he had the whole Joy Taylor debacle. Like, this motherfucker is retarded. Like, he should talk about football and football only because that's the only thing he's ever in life been good at. Football. Talk about that shit and leave the common sense shit to niggas with common sense. Dak has $240 million in football contract earnings, plus another 40 or 50 and just endorsement for being the quarterback of the #1 football team in the world.
What?
Of course he would fucking marry. He wouldn't marry somebody for fucking free. And then at the same time, she kind of fucked herself because Texas has a child support cap. They only consider like 12 grand of income. And then after that shit, it's over. So for 2 kids, for that 12 grand, she'll get like 2,900. Like, so she's fucking retarded too. If that's what she thought that she was going to be able to try to finesse and shit, like, man, listen, I just get that girl that $36,000 or 36 and some change. Well, I guess, yeah, because for each year and just tell her I'll see you again on like April 1st, like income tax. Like any woman who doesn't want to marry a man with a child because he wants a prenup, she has ulterior motives. Point blank, period. Don't pass go. There's no argument against it. Only I'm saying a broke hyena bitch is going to argue against that point. There's never a reason that a prenup should stop you, because if prenups mean divorce, then seatbelts mean crash. And that's the stupidest shit. That's the stupidest shit in the world to believe.
I think I have a little bit of pushback on this particular situation because it's not as if she hadn't been with him for a considerable amount of time. Like, she's been with him before the $240 million contract and produced 2 kids before a $240 million contract. It's unfortunate that she did not decide to marry before you carry, but I can understand why she would not want to sign a prenup, considering she had already given time to him prior to the $240 million.
So the fact that, one, she doesn't want to do a prenup, you guys can go negotiate the terms of a prenup. She said no outright. So that refutes everything you just said. And then 2, she didn't get with him before he was Dak Prescott. She didn't get with him before he was a quarterback of America's team. She didn't get with him before he was the quarterback of the most popular and most expensive football franchise in the world. What? After all of that. So just because
we're talking about the contract, though, specifically the contract. Like I understand
before that. He had 115 before he got with her. So that's what I'm saying. So like he was already great. So the fact that a woman came in and gave a nigga who was already great 2 babies, she did what the fuck she was supposed to do. Like she don't get credit for that. She's living the same lifestyle that he affords her because she was his girl. Like when do
you think that somebody would? When do you think that a woman would get or a man would get money after a divorce?
If she was with him when he was at Mississippi State. If she had given him them babies while he was a freshman.
This is what I'm saying. That goes to the point of what I'm saying, right? So he had money prior to, right? I'm saying the 240 million. I'm with you. The prenup could have been anything, right? She said absolutely nothing. She said no to everything. I'm saying I can understand why she would want one, considering she has been with him prior to the renegotiation of his deal. So I think that they should have came to some compromise or something. But I also fault Dak as well, because it's not as if he didn't know that he was going to be marrying her. And then in the beginning, why not state that you would want a prenup? They saying that it was previous months, but he knew prior to him putting the seed in her that she was probably going to be a wife of some sort. Okay, so he should have talked about a prenup way before he proposed.
His first kid was born in 2024. HD, what are we talking about?
I'm sorry.
His first child was born in 2024. What are we talking about right now?
So when did he get his
that
deal?
child look older.
So he got his deal. He got his deal in September of 2024. This was just a restructuring of his deal.
Yeah, but
this is a restructuring of his
over
deal.
a year and a half.
Humble Dad. When did he?
They front loaded it pretty much where he can get access to a lot more of his bread right now. But he had that deal since September of 2024.
But he was with her before that, though.
So what?
So my question for you, Humble Dad, is why does that matter when it comes to his? So think about it, right? He's been Dak Prescott his whole life, right? His father put him through high school, most likely, and his father put him through college. You know, he had trainers and stuff like that who was responsible for making him Dak Prescott.
No, he didn't have a relationship with his father.
Okay, well, I'm assuming there was some man or woman, somebody in his life who was giving him support. Yeah, somebody who was giving him support throughout his life to become Dak Prescott, right? That person helped him become Dak Prescott, and that person can take, partial responsibility for the contract that he has right now. But to say that, I met this woman after I was already great at throwing footballs, right? And she somehow deserves half of this because she pushed out kids. She could have pushed out kids for another dweeb, for any dweeb, right?
But she didn't.
Bro, she pushed out kids for a nigga that already had $160 million contract. So like that's what I'm saying. Like the whole logic, because she had kids by the nigga, he don't owe her shit.
What I'm saying is before the next contract came out, is what I'm saying, that I can understand why she would not want to sign the prenup, considering she had been there with him at some particular point in time. It's unfortunate that he did not decide to marry her prior to, is what I'm saying. So he can't just get a pass.
Unfortunately,
why should he just get a pass when he
hasn't done shit to earn? He hasn't done anything to forfeit his opportunity for a pass. 2, she hadn't done shit to earn any money. She had 2 kids, so the kids get supported. She's not getting, like you treating child support like it's alimony for single mothers, and that's what women do.
No, that's not what I'm saying, right? Just because you disagree doesn't mean anything. But what I'm saying is
that's the logic behind what you're doing. Like you said, she should get something. Like, so now child support is alimony for
I said I can understand why, considering she was there before the time that he got his second contract, is what I'm saying. You all are saying that she shouldn't get nothing as if she was doing nothing.
No,
right? I'm saying we don't know what it is that she was doing for him to be whatever he is right now. We don't know that, right?
She should be happy she got a ring before he did.
It's not that she deserves nothing, but not half.
I can say the number.
She deserves what he's willing to give her.
Well, so
She
that's
doesn't
the
deserve
problem. When you go by, you already have a contract. You know, everybody. Well, I guess most of us know that you have pretty much defaulted into a half contract where she would be entitled to half if you do nothing. That's your default. So you already have a prenup. As most of us know that, though. But so she doesn't deserve half, no matter how you spin it. And I would imagine that even within the prenup, he would have included something that he saw to be fair, right? And regardless of what, her being attached to his children, he's probably going to have her in a decent home and whatever the case is. As far as the situation is concerned, I don't even know how accurate that is, if that's what the story actually is, because the sources that are closer to them reported that their relationship was actually rocky well before this particular instance, and it kind of did spiral out of control. But they were adamantly disagreeing that it wasn't about the prenup per se. The time is a bit sketchy, but the timeline is sketchy too, because it's like, all right, I wouldn't even set a date without a prenup, to be honest.
That's what I'm saying.
Anybody who's smart about their bread would not even set up a date. It's not going to be down to the wire, because then at that point you're making it easy for a woman to say that she was under severe stress and pressured.
You see what happened to Stephen Duck?
We've seen that shit blow up from that, and they destroy the prenup and null and void because you say, oh, well, she was pressured. So I don't really know if that's what the case was. And her family supposedly has money. I don't know. Supposedly is wealthy as well. Probably not Dak wealthy, but
this is the point of contention for me.
Gold digger either.
We acted like she's been living the lifestyle that he alone afforded to her since they've been together. That's her payment for being his girlfriend. She's not entitled to shit else. Those children are, though. Those children, I would say, if I got $400 million in contracts, I'm not spending $3,000 a month on my two kids. That's not. But I would also fight for make sure I would get my kids if that was the thing. I spent all of that money, but the idea that she deserves something because she was his girlfriend after he became a superstar quarterback, but for the limited amount of time before he got his second contract, that second contract was inevitable. And so was this apparently. He was gonna make that contract with or without her.
My red flag would be this. I got a question for anybody who is married and who has been married. How many of y'all, show of hands, have your wife had a bachelorette party? Exactly. So that to me already is a super red flag to me. I wouldn't marry to a woman who thinks that she needs to have a bachelorette party. And that was supposedly the setting where they were, where they had a dual joint or whatever. That to me is a crazy ass red flag. For one, that's not the type of woman you want to marry.
What's wrong with a bachelorette party? What do you guys hear when you hear like bachelorette party?
I know what happens at bachelorette parties. We can't say all that on YouTube. We'll just say that.
Yes, we can.
Every situation is different, but the status is something.
I want to know what you guys hear when you hear like bachelorette party.
Pause.
God damn, Mont.
I'm surprised, HD. This is really where Mont come through and shine. Now you on the same wave. Ain't no way. Like, we know what happened at bachelorette parties, and no disrespect.
That's what I said. What did you hear me say?
It's on a case. Well, it's not all of them ain't the same. It's on a case by case.
And then I said, but the standard is
exactly. So to make that clarification beforehand is the part that I'm talking about.
But that's what I said.
That's why I thought you was trolling.
Okay.
How many of us?
He was on that man's neck from that prenup thing, man. Come on, man.
So, you want your fiance to have a bachelorette party?
I don't mind it, but I don't think it is. I don't think we have the same idea of a bachelorette party. Like, are y'all thinking like male strippers and all this crazy stuff?
Yeah, then it's not a bachelorette party. That's some other shit. That's like a fellowship or a gathering.
Yeah, just like,
bachelorette party.
Her
it ain't a bachelorette party. You can't call it a bachelorette party.
Mont said they can pick up that Gideon Bible and read lessons on how to be a great wife. Is that what you're saying, Mont?
Arrest me, daddy.
Where did you get that sound from? They want to be cute. They want to video and all that type of stuff. No, If your girl, a bachelorette party symbolizes the event for a woman who's about to get married to go be single and do bald-headed hoe shit with her bald-headed hoe friends. If that's the type
Straight.
of time a woman is on, where like having a bachelorette party that type is important to her, the same way Dak walked away from the bitch that didn't want to sign a prenup, walk away from the bitch that want to have a bachelorette party too.
Look, man, I wasn't okay with my wife going to one of her best friend's bachelorette party. Ain't no way I'm gonna have her throw one. I'll be goddamn.
How many times y'all been to Vegas or something and called a bachelorette party and then took down half the wedding party or if you niggas is real trifling the bride? Like all of y'all, I know. So that's what I'm saying. Like, listen, I refuse for any of my karma to come back on me at my old lady bachelorette party because come on, bro. I know better.
I know I grew up. I know like the fiction that y'all talking about is like I grew up seeing that in movies and stuff like that. But
No, that's real life.
Man, go to Vegas for any fight, any event. Go to Vegas in the springtime, anytime. Every hotel is going to have at least 3 or 4 bachelorette groups in the lobby. And as soon as you walk past them, they choosing. And they're like, once you see them in the club, they recognize that they've been drinking too. They are getting fucked. And I'm talking about that is probably the easiest way for an average nigga to have a threesome is to go to Vegas and then do it with a wedding party, with a bridesmaid party.
But those is
Hey, I know what you're trying to get at. Yeah.
To like a resort casino. That's trifling. Like to go there for like that's not my. I don't.
No, that's not why you go. But if you're there and you listen, you go to Vegas for a fight. You go to Vegas to play poker. Whatever you go out there for, just find a bridesmaid party, and you can guarantee you can crack at least one of them.
I bet you could. But that sound like it's some carnival cruise goer type of people.
No, it's just bachelorette party mindset, bro. Like those types of women, that's what they do.
If my girl have a bachelorette party, it's not gonna be no fucking energy and brain.
Hey, go ahead, True. Let's get True in there. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was enjoying the back and forth, but going back to the prenup situation, I have to agree with Willie and I guess a couple of other men. When I listen to this, it's been kind of cycling the spaces. Where's her responsibility of making being married to her attractive? Because I definitely agree from what Willie said. Like she just in the mind of maybe myself or maybe others, she's just a woman. She's benefiting off the fact that she's connected to him. And unfortunately, I don't see her being truly a value set other than the value that he places on her. It's not by default, just relationally, in my opinion. But I was listening to the video earlier and I was like, you know what I think should start happening more often is that why not just propose that you set up a trust for the woman, and for every year, if you're wealthy, for every year that she stays, in it, you put $1 million in the trust, because there got to be some type of exchange and some skin in the game. And I'm glad he got rid of her because it speaks to the fact that she really doesn't seem to be interested in longevity. She got the man's kids. She ain't going nowhere. But
yeah, let me come through these 4 super chats real quick. My bad. We got LD244. Remember, 199. Willie and Hink would have married her. LOL. We got this. Let's see.
Cy Schuler.
Okay, Cy Schuler with the 199. Thank you, ma'am. Cy Schuler again. 499. Good evening, everyone. Enjoying the conversation so far. Shout out to Willie Mott and the rest of the panel. Thank you. And Cy Schuler again with the 199. Would a bridal shower be okay? Would that be okay?
Yeah, bridal showers in the daytime with your mom and them in there. I don't think you're gonna go suck no outside dick in front of your mother unless you got to be tough about that.
Yeah, bridal showers, the worst you can get into is mimosas and cucumber sandwiches, man. Bachelorette parties,
cucumber sandwiches.
Eating
Yeah,
way
different type of cucumber at the bachelorette party.
Sounds crazy.
I might have them mixed up then. I don't know.
I think you
might
might
be thinking of a bridal shower instead of a bachelorette party. They're different.
If you could find a bachelorette party, what would it be like?
It would be like a bachelor party, just
bald-headed
women
hoe
instead.
shit.
Oh.
They'll be in there.
So it's just a female version of a bachelor party.
Look
where
at
they
him
have
white screen right
strippers.
now.
They do as much smashing as possible, getting slapped in the face with cucumbers.
I mean, and she be careful, and White. Make sure we kind of preview them pics.
Yeah, no, I looked at them before. It's safe. Everything covered up, and it
Like
ain't.
Like Gray said, they be on some. I mean, Trey said they be on some like Diddy party freaking and shit in them bachelor parties. Like I wouldn't trust. Yeah, I wouldn't.
Analyzing the fragrance of what looks like sugar. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then, would it be okay if she had a bachelorette party like during the day with her girls? Like not going out
No,
of
it has to
town?
be a bridal. It had to be a bridal shower. That's different. You can't bachelorette party is no. I don't care what time of day they're going to
A
do.
bridal shower, yeah. If her grandma and like her
different.
religious aunties go to the bachelorette party, cool.
Perfect.
Well, let me ask y'all this: if y'all think she's gonna participate in some activities like that, would you?
We just said we wouldn't do it. We
No,
wouldn't.
Yeah,
agree
that's
to
why I
it.
said I wouldn't marry her. I'd disqualify her ass.
No, but he's saying like if you're getting married to somebody and you think that if she does have a bachelorette party that she gonna act up, why would you even marry that woman? I think that's what he's trying to ask.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what. That was the whole point.
No, it's something different. Y'all saying if she has it, I'm not gonna marry her. But I'm saying if she's trustworthy,
No.
Like,
What
would
I'm
it
saying
matter
is
the
if
environment
she-
she was there?
This is one of the vetting questions I would ask before. I would ask her what does she think about it, right? If she feels like she wants to have one, then she's disqualified at that point.
When
would you ask that
Is it the actual party that's the problem, or is it the possible activities that will be encouraged?
To me, a woman who wants to do that is not worthy of being a wife.
And if
Not
a
mine,
woman
anyway.
values having a night of being like, acting like she's single one last night before she gets married, that's already a sign for me that she's more concerned about enjoying this one last night before mine got to be the last dick she sucked for the rest of her life. Like, I'm cool.
That's what I'm saying. If they changed it to, I want to go skydiving and then go to brunch, is that acceptable?
I just saw a
That's
video
not a
of somebody
bachelorette
fucking while they
party.
were skydiving, so no.
Well, you also got to think if they already know that you're not gonna get, don't mean their girlfriends ain't gonna plan some shit and just hide it and lie about what's gonna happen. That's gonna be your concern right there.
And then she get the same shit her girlfriend should get.
Well, you got to find out about it.
It's not
Somebody
hard
got to
to find
talk.
out.
Somebody got to talk.
No, you should just monitor.
Yeah, she won't let. If she won't let one of my relatives.
What you mean?
If she
Monitor.
won't-
What you mean
she
by
won't
that?
let one of my. She won't let one of my relatives go. Then I don't trust it.
No, hey, I think he wanted to know what you meant by that monitoring. Will.
Just what I said. You need to everybody know which one of their girlfriend's friends is a hoe. That's the one you keep your eye on because she's gonna be the one trying to encourage your girl to do hoe shit with her.
Well, yeah, you that's what you got to evaluate the friends too. I believe in that, and we had to kick one of my wife's friends out. You can't hang out with her because she ain't
100%, 1,000,000,000%.
Okay, if that's what you mean by that, okay, I can agree with that. But I thought you meant like trying to monitor her movements, man. Look,
Oh
these
no,
heifers
hell
are
no.
slides. They slick and slide. You gotta
It's not hard to monitor nobody. To be fair, however, just the amount of time it takes. If I was Dak Prescott, I would pay somebody to do it because he can afford like private investigators and all. Because them motherfuckers are expensive. Like those retainers, and they hourly rates like $200, so you get a full day. That's $1,600. But for him and those guys in that situation, I don't understand. I don't have issue with them doing it because the known good. I'm saying, and you need to know what you're getting into, and it's just at that point it's risk mitigation. So do I want to spend this bag to find out, what her daily schedule is? If she on some whole shit when I'm on the road, whatever, then cool. But the bachelorette party piece, no, we ain't gotta do that.
They did it together though. So how you feel about that? It was a bachelorette and a bachelor party together.
I guarantee you, she not sucking somebody else's dick with him in eyesight, so I don't have issue with it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't care about that either.
All right. Schuler, again with the 499, said yes, cucumbers, cream cheese, and deal on a sweet roll.
That shit sound like it's gonna throw your pH off.
Private shower. See what happens. It sounds kind of free on. We'll go ahead and play some more of this clip.
What? Okay. Wow. Do you got a car?
Of course.
Do you drive?
Of course.
Do you drive every day?
Of course.
Okay, bet. Do you look to get in a car accident?
Never.
Oh wait, do you have car? Do you have insurance? Car
of course.
Insurance. He wants to get married. He's not looking to get a divorce. But in the event that it might happen, I've got security. Same way when people got a car insurance. You got a car you drive every day, you share every time, But and even if I get in a car accident, I'm protected. All I'm saying is this, man. Like to make all that type of money, right? And you see times where people get divorced and they talk about the person gets half. I look at the Tiger Woods situation. Tiger Woods, I mean, he was wrong for everything he did, but you gonna give him half though? Half?
Look,
Hold on, I got a rebuttal. I got a rebuttal. Because here's the difference.
For the
car. When you buy you a whip, you already know a car accident is potentially inevitable because there are hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of drivers on the road.
I've never got a car accident.
Hundreds of thousands, if not
I've
millions.
been driving since I've been 16 years
Shady,
old.
Shady, what I'm trying to tell you is, if you are relating a marriage to a car accident, the marriage is between two individuals, of which you play 50%. A car accident, you do not play 50%. You could literally get T-boned sitting at a stoplight. You could get fender benders sitting at a stoplight. So to me, 2-5.
Nah, you wrong, dog.
I'm not suggesting that an accident
Your
cannot
comeback
occur.
was weak. I thought you have a good one. That was a good one.
I'm not saying an accident can't occur. I'm just saying, Shady, if you get married and you have to put a contract in play, then why are you getting married? That's what I'm trying to ask you.
It's all about protection, though, Acho.
You need protection from a person you just vowed your life to?
Yo, this is what I don't like that you're doing.
Uh-oh. What am I doing?
If you look at, there's a lot of people that get married, love each other, and they get divorced. It happens all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So if you know that, right, and the event that it does happen, why not protect yourself? There's nothing wrong with that. And another thing about prenups that people don't understand, it protects me, but it also protects you.
How protect you?
Her, I'm saying.
Yeah, of course.
I don't know what her assets are, what she got. I don't know what money she got in her account. But whatever she got over there is protected. And the same thing with him. Yeah, this is crazy though, dog. That's wild.
Can another unmarried jump in here?
Get in here, Karen.
First and foremost, I am very pro prenup. I'm very pro prenup. Do I think I'll get one myself? I don't know yet, but I
Hold
am
on,
pro.
man.
Wait, time
Now
out.
Listen, you can't say I'm very pro prenup, but you not pro enough to get it yourself.
I don't know. I don't know the situation, right? If I'm talking to a woman that I feel like is maybe at the same financial status and or success that I am at the time of getting married, I think I probably wouldn't get one at that moment, because after that, if I go on to make multi-millions and I go on to be extremely successful, she was there and supported me through that. I feel like at the end of the day, we're sharing our lives together. That's an okay thing to have. For you, Acho, to be sitting here, millions, you know what I mean? Crazy bread, not to pocket watch, but like crazy bread. For you to be sitting there and being like, yeah, I'm not going to get one. What? I think there is a bunch of women that are probably watching this show. Not ones that you would want to talk to that are plotting now.
Scheming.
Excellent. I promise you.
There's a 1 in 366 chance that you can get into a car accident. As far as getting a divorce, I'm sure the numbers are much higher that you will get a divorce than you will be into a car accident. So Shady was right. That was a terrible analogy.
Because he compared the marriage to the divorce. He compared the car accident to the marriage and not the car accident to the divorce. Then even still, like, again, once you listen to Acho talk enough, the only time he really makes a good point is when it's about sports or like black things, like politics type stuff. Sometimes.
Even that is shaky.
Yeah, this analogy you had, that was trash. And it's the insurance is the perfect example. Like, I buy a car knowing that I may get into an accident, and I don't want to have to pay this motherfucker off and not be able to drive the car, so I get full coverage insurance. I get married, I know that 54% of divorces end in divorce, and I know that a woman that I'm marrying is going to at some point be incentivized to leave me for when she's going to benefit immensely in a financial sense. I get a prenup. And then we also can't make it seem like that divorce isn't between two people. Divorce is between you, her friends, your friends, her mother, her father, her family, and your people. It's two different teams when somebody starts going through a divorce. Because it's rare that two people isolated alone decide to divorce themselves, like, or divorce from one another. It's the outside influences. That shit matters. You have to give those things weight.
Yeah,
I think prenups are really good, but I understand that sometimes people say, "Oh, it protects her too," but like, let's be honest. If I'm worth 300 million or something like that, if we don't sign a prenup, of course she's gonna be up even more. no matter what we decide to do. If we don't sign a prenup, then yeah, she gonna have more money if we get a divorce. However, I think that part of prenups is to like streamline the process when we do get if we do get a divorce, right? Like, you know, having a trust or something like that. You know, it's not going to be as messy. At least we kind of can sit down right now and talk about what's going to happen, so that we kind of got like a roadmap for how we're going to handle things. But I think that as a man who's made that type of money, you should dictate how much you want to give her in order to like make sure she good, not nobody else. So at the end of that relationship, if there is an end, I think Dak Prescott should decide like, all right, this is how I'm gonna take care of you. This is what I think, you know, is fair, not the government. So, you know.
All right, I think either Aaron or Drew was trying to say something.
Yeah, I mean, a prenup definitely should have been signed. I don't know that whatever time she spent with him before the wedding proposal, that's not a substantial amount of time, right? Like, she wasn't with him. How long was she with him?
Not long enough to get married.
Right. Oh, well, see, there you go. So she can't make claims to help him build a house when she shows up when the light fixtures go in there. You know what I mean? Like, you can't get none of that. You know what I mean? Going forward, if you have a prenup, what are you worried about as a wife? You know what I mean? Without a prenup, you can easily flip something can flip in you, and you decide you don't want any more of this, and walk away knowing that you're going to be a wealthy woman.
For the married men on the panel, is the wife really building and making your life ultimately to the level that it is? Like, and I'm talking about if you've already made yourself, like if you already created and built the house or the foundations or the corporations. Acquiring a wife, is she really ultimately making your life that like?
No.
Yes.
Well, you have to consider when they got together.
That doesn't even make sense.
No, she's not.
Yeah.
Yes, she is. Why would you get married to her?
Everything that you could pay somebody else to do and fucking you instead. That's the only difference.
Well,
yeah. So there's not much that she could have done since September of 2023 when they got together. He was already Dak Prescott. He was already on par to
he was already negotiating that
contracts.
contract.
Yeah, so
that's not the question that he
credit her
asked him,
to any of that. And even if there's nothing. So all right, put it this way. I want you to tell me what it is that she had to do that your random 25-year-old woman is not capable of doing.
Or a 40-year-old woman off of TaskRabbit.
Right. So there's nothing that she could possibly have to do. What's the point?
The question that he asked is, after you have become whoever you are, can a woman propel you to something greater? That's what the question was.
They can take credit for it, but it's not usually necessary.
That's
they
not
don't
the
usually
question.
do that. It's
That's
a
not
no.
the question.
It's a no.
So you don't. So you're saying. So then why get married if she cannot propel you to get to another level?
Because that's not why you get married. I wouldn't get married to him to propel me to anything. If I'm already capable.
What I'm saying. Okay, so then what would be the
compliment
reason
is
to get
another
married?
thing.
So what would be the reason?
Because you like her company, because the pussy is good, because she cooks well, because she makes you feel better, because she's funny, because she talks to you, because you like companionship. All of those things are not things he needs, and nor are any of those things he can't pay for.
But you said you can get that from any woman, though.
Exactly, and he picked
So then why marry? So
because
then why marry that one?
That's like saying I have all the cars in the world, but I have to go somewhere, and you expect me not to pick a car to drive. I'm going to pick a car to drive, and the one that I pick is the one that I picked that day because
that's a really bad analogy. You own all the cars already.
It's a perfect analogy because you said, why would I pick someone?
You already own all the cars.
I can't do these things or pick someone who doesn't because I don't need them to. Maybe today I don't need a car that goes fast. Maybe I'm going to the hood, so I got to take the Accord instead of the Rose. That's why he could have had anybody do what she's doing. She's not special. Nothing.
That's not true.
Female
You can't say that she's not special if he chose to put a ring on her finger. That doesn't make any sense.
I'm sorry. Okay, so if that's what special means to you, she's not rare. There's a bunch of women that could have.
Well, she would have to be rare because he decided to marry her and not somebody else.
That's not how that works.
Yes, that's how it works.
Options
That's how it works. If an individual has the capacity to marry anybody that he chooses, and then he chooses one to marry, right? That means he found somebody rare.
So
because
that
men
means
don't want to just because you would be one of the men that would say that most men don't want to get married. So if a man decides to get married, then that means he found some. Let me listen to what I'm saying, right? You just disagree and disagree. If a man decides to get married, that means that he believes he found somebody that is rare because of what we already know to be out there. So it doesn't make sense to say, well, you're not rare. You're just like everybody else. So I'm gonna put a ring on you. You don't do anything more for me.
So what I said was she's not special. I said that she wasn't rare, but I said that she is special. She's special because of his choice. That's the only thing that makes her special, is that he chose her over the other 100,000 women that he could have picked that look just as good, who do just as well, who can do the exact same thing she's doing. The only reason why she's special is because of his choice. Nothing else.
Basically, if it wasn't her, it'd be somebody else.
But it's not. That doesn't make any sense what you're saying. But it's not somebody else. It is her, which makes her particular, would make her special and rare. Because we all say y'all contradicting yourself if you're saying that she's not rare. You all talk about all the time how it's not that many good women out here to even choose from. Right? Y'all say that all the time.
We say that about average men.
She wasn't one of them.
But you say it about women.
We say there's not a good bunch of good women for average men to choose from. That's the top 1% person on earth. He has all the good women to choose from. So that's why she's not special. She's not rare, but she's special because he chose her.
But that makes her that, because if he could have chose anybody, that means that she is rare because there's not that many out there.
Rare ascribes to the quantity and availability of a thing. So
yes,
she's not rare because there are a million women that look just as good as her, that all the other stuff. She's special because of her, the uniqueness that she was chosen by him. That's the only thing that makes her special, that she got chose by the actual guy who is rare. There's not a lot of NFL quarterbacks in the world. Even first, there's only 32 teams, so she got chose by one of the 32 people in this position in the world. He's the rare one. She's special because he chose her.
Right. You can go semantics if you will. Okay. So
I'm not going. Don't relegate the semantics. I'm going based off of words definition.
No, based on words, rare and special are not that far. They're pretty much the same. Okay. So because if we're talking about the fact that most women, even if it's 100,000 women, most of them are not going to be her. Right? Why? Because he chose her for some particular reason. Right? Because he felt, or whatever the case may be, just like any man that decides to marry a woman, felt like she was different from every other woman that he has been around. So she would have to be rare. She would have to also be special. Because if you're saying that he could choose anybody, then obviously this woman had to be standing out among all the other women, that he would believe that she would make his life better. Are you married?
Hey, Humble Dad does got a point. We always talk about a good woman's hard to find. We talk about that shit all the time. How 90% of these women ain't shit. 90% of these heifers ain't worth two goddamn dead flies. We talk about it all the time. So when you do find a
average
woman,
niggas, not Dak Prescott's.
No. Let me say this: even above average dudes have a hard time finding a good woman. Even above average dudes. Look, you said what's up?
I say that's fair, but if we're labeling above average, then Dak would be extraordinary.
But we always say, regardless if you're an average dude or above average dude or below average dude, we always talk about how hard it is to find a good woman. We always talk about it. We always say that. So to sit there and say that she's not, I can't do it. Now I don't agree with him finding a white woman. That's some bullshit. But that's his preference.
I thought she was
what it is.
I don't know.
Is she? I don't know. She looks white to me.
Just keep it a buck. This person is in the right place at the right time.
That's all it is.
Not like I went out and I searched and I found this person. She was in the right place at the right time. if it was another woman that is in that position, there's a probability that they may have gotten the same selection as well if they have the same attributes. Now, we are doing this thing where because he chose her, we are assuming that she's automatically a good woman. Okay, I think that's where we kind of mess things up a little bit. We don't
Well,
know
he did
that
more
she
than choose
is
it, though.
indeed.
DJ, he did more than choose. He was ready to put a ring on it.
He put two babies in there. And he was ready to put a ring on it, but
He
he
not
also
only
had
chose
some
her to be
stipulations.
the mother of his child. He chose her to marry. And look, we for all we know, we don't know if it's completely off. The marriage off right now. They can go in the back room, have a conversation, apologize to each other, and guess what? That some bitch is on. Now maybe she'll decide and have a change of heart and actually sign it. Maybe she will sign the prenup. You know what I'm saying? It's possible. But again, doesn't mean she's not, a good woman. So when I think True, you asked the question
She's not
was
a good woman. That's not the argument.
I'm saying that she's rare though. I'm saying that she's rare.
Rare means
because if you
are hard to find. Special means someone is important or meaningful to you. She's special to him. She's not rare to him.
Okay, if you want to say that because you would say that because I'm not sure why, considering the fact that dudes don't want to get married. If you read the book Marriages for White Men or White People, I think is what it's called, you will see in the book where he's talking about that black men that earn over $100,000 a year are twice as less likely to even get married. Okay, so for a black man that has prestigious in the financial wealth as Dak Prescott to say, you know what, this is the one that I want to put a ring on, says that she stands above a lot of women, meaning that she would be rare because he would if he wouldn't even want to choose one. If it was everybody was the same, he would have that much of a hard time to choose. I don't understand how hard that is. Maybe you just like disagreeing with me. But
listen, stop making it seem about anything other than the fact that I understand what these two words mean and I'm using them accordingly to the situation. Dak Prescott has significantly more access to good women like her, than anybody else on this panel does. So the fact that he went and he found one that was in the right place at the right time. Who says we go back into the time where he met her and he goes to the grocery store instead of going to the liquor store, he doesn't find somebody else and have this exact same thing. Like your whole argument is tied to this idea of oneism, which is for women. She is again by definition of the word.
Disrespecting me, man. I have not disrespected you. You saying that I'm thinking like a woman. I'm telling you.
Listen to what I'm saying instead of what you want to hear. I said your entire argument is rooted in oneism, and that's something that benefits women. If you took that as me saying you think like women, then that's a hit dog hollering, champ. Sorry.
No, that's not what you said.
Something that is special or meaningful. The definition of definition of rare means something that's uncommon or hard to find. The definition of special is something that is important or meaningful. She wasn't rare, but when he chose her because he was special and meaningful to him. It's just the definition of the words.
So do you believe that a top-notch woman that's not just there for your money, when you have gained success, you believe that it is easier for a guy to find a woman that just sees him for himself? You think that is going to be an easy thing to do?
Well, I would have to reject your premise because we can't say that's what she is either. So now to answer your question,
but I'm saying that based upon him choosing her. I'm basing that on that.
Again, I still have to reject her. We don't know why he chose her or not. That's just your assumption.
Well, we would have to base it on something that he chose her above everybody else.
Well,
right time.
William Humberdale, can I ask y'all a question? Because I just went and looked it up. I wasn't familiar with this. Did he meet her in 2023?
Bruh.
Yes.
That's when they got together, September 2023.
He was already negotiating that $240 million contract.
And he gave her a $1 million engagement ring?
Yeah. That's not a lot for him. He was going to do that anyway.
The issue came in because she asked for her lawyer to review the prenup.
No, that you have to.
You can't not do that. Then it'll be void if he didn't allow her to do that.
So her career she was like a spokeswoman or general manager for Moet and Hennessy, and then she was like a bartender. Like, so the funny thing when you said you won't be able to find her at the liquor store, that's probably where you would find her.
That's why I said it.
I think 100% he'd be able to replace her. I don't. If you got she should have been so thirsty to sign that prenup to prove how much she actually loved him. Because you met the nigga when he was rich and on. People have motivation to do all time. That's 14 bricks right there in the bag right there. People got motivation to do all type of shit when they presented with the money right in front of them that you would never think they'd be on, right? And if you try as a woman, knowing that he has that fear, if you even argue with him like, yeah, I'm not sure I'm gonna get enough if XYZ, yeah, man, he shouldn't marry her. He shouldn't have got a
It's called overplaying your hand and pricing yourself out of the market.
I guarantee you, it's a lot more Moet.
We keep, but dog, we keep
I don't
saying
like the
that.
premise.
We keep saying that though. Go ahead, Trey.
Oh, I was just gonna say I don't like the premise of her necessarily being a good woman. I mean, we don't know if he might have just felt like hitting the broad, knocked her up, and was like, "Damn, I might have to marry this one." That could have been. That could have been.
So I can't make a premise, but you can make a premise. That's insane.
No. Listen,
neither one can be
again,
absolute.
all I'm saying. Here's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that just as ridiculous as the premise that I just came up with, any other one does. So we can't assume that she's a good or bad woman. We can't grant her that. The fact that
But based upon him choosing her, you think so we're giving him credit for something. Like he would think that she's a good chick. That's the only reason why I said that. Based on him putting a ring on her.
But we've seen football players.
So then we would also have to agree that Dwight Howard's homegirl is special too. If we're going to say that by that logic,
put a ring on her finger, then we should question him.
But I think I think the
We
question
should.
when I posed the
So therefore, by default, we should give him the benefit of the doubt to say that he thought that she is a good chick. That's why he's putting a ring on her finger, and he felt like she was above the fray.
and that's
the
great.
reason why-
Now you're phrasing it completely differently. You're saying now that he felt like that, and that's valid. But we can't tell her that she is a good woman. If you
I
say
said
he
that
felt
from
like
the
that, that's
beginning.
one thing.
I'm saying that from the position of that
I don't
he's
think
the one
so,
that put
but
a ring
we
on
could
her
run
finger.
with that.
So
Well, I mean,
we
we
would,
can look at the fact that Xavier Worthy, who's another football player, he thought the same thing. Like if we want to disqualify Dwight and say he's had a troubled past with stuff already, Xavier Worthy has not, and he thought the same thing about his woman, and she was messing around on him, and he hired an investigator and found out that she was messing around on him, and then once he told her that he knew and was about to kick her out the house, she ripped the hair out of his head.
Yeah, but you talking about a totally different. She was wilding before he got with her, and he likes them wild chicks. So that's a different scenario, though.
I don't know.
But-
We talking about wild chick.
Who?
Xavier Worthy?
Worthy?
His one
Yes.
girlfriend he's ever had? What wild chick he talking about, Hank?
She's a wild chick.
She got wild when she got confronted with the bald headed hoe shit she was doing.
No, but she was already wild before then. She was already wilding
How
before.
do we know
then.
that? Like, how do we know that? I think you confusing her with Travis Hunter girlfriend.
No. Travis Hunter girl is not non-black. Worthy's girlfriend is black. She's sister, and she was wilding before then. Now he overlooked it because she was pretty. Unfortunately, a lot of dudes fall for the aesthetics and all that. Dak's girl's a nice looking woman. I agree. That's what I was about to say. Dak's girl's a nice looking woman to the point she felt she was worthy enough not to get $100,000 ring or $500, but $1 million ring. It's got to be something special, at least what he thinks that he sees in this woman. Now, we may not agree with that, right? We sound like most of us don't agree that she's special, but he found her special enough to put $1 million ring on it. He found her worthy enough to give her 2 goddamn babies, not one. One's a slip up. You know what I'm saying? Now the second was intentional. So he gave you 2 babies, $1 million ring. Hold on, let me finish, man. He gave her $1 million goddamn ring and ready to marry this heifer. He thought it worthy, even to the point, I understand why he's getting a prenup, because Jerry Jones probably said, hey, son, you need a prenup with this one. Okay, cool. Now, if she's willing to sign it, maybe she will, maybe she won't. Like I said, they might go in the back room, have a conversation, everything gonna blow over, and motherfuckers gonna get married 3 months later. I'm telling you, that's probably gonna happen because we basing on his decision making.
So let me ask you a question, Hank. So you
Yes,
got
sir.
a net worth of $240,000, right? or you just got a check for $240 and you go spend $10,000 on your wife's ring. Is that a lot of money to you?
Spend $10,000 on no.
Like so if your wife said, "Hey, I want a ring that costs $10,000," and you just got a check for $240,000, would you do it?
It'd be fair. It'd be fair. Yeah.
So because it's not a stretch, right?
Same thing.
It's not a. That's the exact same thing Dak did. He got $240 million and spent $1 million on a ring. It's the exact same thing. So like we look at $1 million ring from our vantage point to where most people think $1 million is a lot of money. So especially for a ring, he literally spent less than 0.5% of what he just got from his check on a ring.
But Willie, it's a lot of money for a woman who's not worthy.
Oh no, 100. No, it's a lot of women it's a lot of money for a woman who is worthy. But what I'm saying is this: that any woman that he picked would have got that same $1 million ring. That's my point.
I don't know.
Unique to her.
I don't know. If he got with that woman, didn't have no kids, I bet he might not give her $1 million ring.
Hey, wait, so then let's give this some credit then. How many men do you know marry women that they have kids with because they have kids with them?
You're right. I know a couple guys that did that.
Because for Dak, just technically speaking, and in Dak's perspective, that's when it literally is cheaper to keep her. When you already got the kids, you're already super rich. Then it makes sense, right? Because that's what we tell people: it's cheaper to keep her. It's not just because divorce is expensive, because of what you could lose. So again,
Not to mention he's big on endorsements.
Yeah, it's like this is just basic mathematics now.
Look.
So like,
if that's the stance he took, only reason why I'm married because it's cheaper to keep her, then I'm not giving her no $1 million ring.
Yeah, it's not.
You're gonna get this $100,000 ring and be happy with it because I'm just married you because you got my goddamn kids. I'm not gonna invest that much into her if that's the only reason why I'm married. Now, if I'm married up
with 10 for 240,
you're right. I would because my wife is worth that. She's worth that. She's worthy of that. I'm not gonna spend $1 million on a woman I don't think worthy. I'm just marrying her just because she got my goddamn kids. I'm not.
The goal is not unworthy. We're saying that she's not rare. Not that she's unworthy. That's never been the argument. She's not rare. She's special for sure because he picked her.
I'm gonna say she's rare because I know what we've been saying about these women, and most of these women in the world, they ain't shit.
What makes her rare?
If
to be fair, he don't
you gotta
even
ask
know
him
this
that question. You have to ask him that question.
That's my question, right? So are we saying that
you gotta ask Dak?
single
In my
man,
opinion, you gotta ask Dak that question, though, man. Because I don't like them old titty pinks.
Are we saying that every man right now that's married to a woman have picked a rare woman? Or are we saying that he picked a rare woman from his perspective?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
That's the premise that we've been arguing.
No, let's get it right. I'm talking about a man that has of substantial means and he decides that he wants to get married, considering most men of substantial means do not want to get married, specifically black men.
Is that
true?
true?
Is documented. It's documented. I just told you you can go read the book. We don't get married. I mean, once we start making money, especially after the age of 30. That's why I said this. Whatever the case may be, we consider him black. I don't know what that's about, Willie, but okay.
He's half white, so that has to be bearing because that's not the same stat for white men. So half of what black man, half white man, you got to put them stats together.
That's fair.
Is that what we doing?
That's fine. That's fine. So even if you watch the whatever podcast, white men still struggle with finding a good woman or a solid woman to marry. Okay, so for him to decide that he wanted to marry the mother of his children, okay, he felt it as if to put 2 babies in her, that he felt like she was rare. Okay, special. I understand how you using the word. I get it. You think that whatever you want to think. I'm saying that if he did not feel like she was rare, then he would not have wifed her.
That's not true.
Okay.
Why is it not true?
Because
why would you want to wife somebody that is just like every other wife? Every other woman.
I'm letting them have it.
Do it all the time.
explain it to you because we're human and we're flawed, right? So if you
say it again,
because we are human and we're flawed and we do a lot of things out of love. We do a lot of things out of just because we already picked this person, or we've been together for so long already, or I put 2 babies in you already, right? We do a lot of things out of just emotion. You know what? Maybe I shouldn't do this, but I'm gonna do it because I love you. You know, maybe I think that you might not be that rare, or, you know, maybe I think in the future, you know, something bad might go down, but I'm gonna put that to the side, and I love you, and I know you want this, so I'm gonna do this, right? Men and women do whole lot of things that doesn't necessarily mean that I found this gemstone, right? A lot of people who end up with people and they end up divorced because you just was, you know, I don't think it doesn't necessarily mean
So do
that.
you believe that's true about your girl that you're with, that she's just like every other girl, and
No,
she just so happened to be in the right place?
No, I don't think. I mean, meeting me, I think I'm a rare guy. So I
No,
think,
that's not what I
but
asked you.
I think my girl's a decent woman.
That's not what I
Absolutely.
asked you. I said, do you believe that she is rare, or do you believe that she just like every other woman or other women that you probably could have
I don't
found?
believe that my girl's like every other woman. However, I'm on record saying that I think there's a lot of good women out here. Personally, in my opinion.
That's not my question.
Okay.
Right. My question is
Ask me again.
specific to saying, do you believe that she is rare, or do you believe that she is just like every other woman, or the ones that you could choose others?
I think there's a lot of good women out here, and I think my woman is one of them.
Okay, so then you could have chose any one of the good women. It just so happens that
but
she was in the right. She was in the right place at the right time.
I chose her, and here's what makes it different, right? The way that I choose to love her. That's what makes it different. I'm not saying that, oh, I'm because I'm an adult, right? So I don't really do the fairy tale thing. I tell myself, like, I want to believe in fairy tales, right? But I'm a grown man. So, you know, I even understand that one day, you know, it may be, God forbid, we may get a divorce, and hopefully, well, not hopefully, and we'll have a prenup before that, because it's insurance, because these things might happen. We may get a divorce, and she may turn into somebody I think I never knew, right? I mean, that may be the first time that I see her in a certain way, because I'm just an adult, so I have to understand that may happen. However, I hope that it never happens, and I don't plan on it happening, if that makes sense.
I think you asked right earlier that if every man that marries a woman is special. That's kind of what I was trying to get to. I was trying to get away from the Dak Prescott. I know, like, less than a 1% man. But I'm speaking from the standpoint, if all of us on this panel are built ourselves to whatever level, whatever that may be, pre-meeting whomever this woman is, we were without her contribution. And then you get married. Are you saying that you are now only going to be better because of her? Especially if you already being a driven man, a focused man, a disciplined man. We can't speak to the Dak Prescott. He's an anomaly. He's like a unicorn. We're talking about more attainable, maybe more reachable goals and positions. That's what I was trying to get to. And I know it kind of went off a bit, but because it sounds like most of the time, whomever we choose, we place the value on her, not the other way around. And it seems to get lost when we use like highlights of someone who's a Dak Prescott or whomever. Position, it's always going to be our position because we're men. Or am I the only one that sees it this way?
But what's wrong with being realistic? Like, what's wrong with like saying it's like saying like, oh, of course I think my kids are beautiful, but I'm realistic. I know that maybe they're not beautiful to the world, right? Like, what's wrong with just kind of like being realistic of like, we think certain things, we think we're making the right decision, right? That's you take a gamble every time we make a decision like this, you take a gamble.
Yeah, but I've just heard so many men for so much time romanticize this. I'm talking about driven men. I'm talking about men for whatever level you're at. If you have built yourself to be great in your respective field, this gives you more options in the realm of romance. Whomever you choose is going to be your choice, but you, the man you are, is who you were prior to her. And it seems like that's not understood, at least amongst the way I hear it. You hear so many men, I wouldn't be who I am if it wasn't for my woman. It's like, well, at what point did you meet her? Because if you were already him, she didn't make you him. But that doesn't seem to be a consensus. It seems to be you're only great when you meet her. And I that's why I was asking.
I would say that when men state those things, I think that comes from a spirit of helping them to sustain, right? Helping them to bridle maybe certain temptations, or putting them in a position to where instead of they would be normally out and about, acting wild, doing things that would hinder their particular success. They were inside or doing some things that would be better or more focused towards building it up or building with them. So yeah, I think they're talking about sustaining as opposed to, you know, she was with you shooting in the gym, coaching you kind of stuff. You know, I think that's what they're talking about.
So, question: this is a pretty easy way to figure this out. Trev does exceptionally well in life. If Trev chose her, would we still feel the same way? Instead of Dak, if Trev was the one that chose her, we still feel the same way. And he gave her a $10,000 ring, we wouldn't feel the same way. That's how we know that Dak is the one that's special. And because of that, when he chose her, he made her special. Dak has significantly more access to good women than Trev will based off of his tax bracket. Trev, 7-figure guy. Dak, 9-figure guy. Dak walks into everywhere Dak goes, those women look like his girlfriend. Or he look like his fiance, act like his fiance, have similar backgrounds. Again, she was a Moet rep. Glorified bottle girl. How many times do we go out and see women who look that good doing those same things? Right? So the only one that's rare in this equation is Dak. And he made her special by choosing her.
Humble that question. If God forbid you ever had to get a divorce, do you think that you would find another good woman?
Well, I lost a wife, and she was a good woman. And when I started trying to find another one, it was very hard to do.
How long did it take you?
It took me about, to know, probably a year, because I was actually looking for a wife, and I knew what a wife looked like because I had one before. That was good. Now, if I did not have that situation, or I had a bad wife, then I think I would struggle.
A year don't sound that bad. True. Do you think if God forbid you and your woman ended up splitting, do you think you'll find another good woman?
Absolutely, without question.
I think most guys do think. Well, at least I would assume most of us think that we would find another decent woman after, if God forbid, us and our women split. So I don't think this. I don't know. I think that kind of
No.
Yeah, but to answer your question, check
There's
this out.
a woman and a wife, though, dog. There's a big difference.
Here's a question for you, dog. How have your exes done the niggas that your exes have now? Are they doing better than you?
No.
Pink, is your ex-wife's new nigga better than you?
No.
Trev. Well, no, never mind. I'm not gonna ask Trev. And White, are any of your old hoes new niggas better than you?
Well, some of them make more money. Like my ex-fiance married like a specialized surgeon, but she still want me though. Because
that's fair. What about you, Fresh? What about you, Fresh? Any of your old hoes do better than you?
No, absolutely not.
So, do we think this woman is going to find somebody and do better than Dak Prescott? Or do you think
extremely unlikely?
Do you think that Dak has an easier opportunity to replace her and do better than her than she has to replace him and do better than him?
Dak for sure has a greater opportunity.
If she's the rare one, then she'd be the one that has an easier time replacing him and making somebody else special.
I'm saying he made her rare.
No, he made.
Right?
I understand what you're saying. We still don't agree on it. But what I'm saying is that again, he's the only one in this equation that's rare. There are literally 32 of him. How many bottle girls do we know or have in our phones right now?
Would you say that only applies if he thinks that? Because if he don't think that, then
no, he doesn't. I don't think it applies just because he doesn't think it. We're just talking about the simple mathematics. What is the probability of her finding another Dak Prescott?
Yeah, I mean,
compared to a probability of Dak Prescott finding another her.
Yeah, like the outside looking in. Yeah, I can understand it, but if he was just going deeper, I would just say if he he may not see her like that. He may see her as
You saying his perceived value of her?
Yeah.
You think? I definitely don't think that his perceived value of her is higher than his aware, or I don't know, or assumed value of himself. I would think that if you ask Dak Prescott, he would tell you that it would be easier for him to replace her than for her to replace him.
Okay, so let's say that she doesn't sign a prenup, and we find out like 6 months later that he married her.
He said he wanted to get a ring and knew he wasn't gonna win a Super Bowl. That was my first joke when I heard this.
It's just weird that why would he even propose to her before a prenup though? If this was going to be it.
You guys, that's not what he did. He prepared for months to get the prenup situated so that it wouldn't be followable in the event that she tried.
So did he propose first, or was there an engagement first?
Of course, you propose first before you have a prenup. In order, there's no need to have a prenup.
No. That's not what I'm asking. Follow what I'm saying. I'm saying that there should have been a conversation about a prenup before him even asking about engagement. Is what I'm saying. Not to get one, but what is her thought process on getting a prenup? Is what I'm saying. Because it doesn't make sense to.
We don't know that, so I can't.
Yeah, that would make sense. You should have those type of conversations if that's what you plan to do prior to it, because proposing to her is absolutely pointless. If she, especially spending $1 million, I would imagine he had that conversation. I would hope so. If he didn't, that's crazy.
Trev, you know what? If I was to guess, I would say he probably didn't have the conversation, and the reason I'm gonna say that is I don't think he really know that woman well enough before he got her pregnant. If you worth,
you're right, yeah,
that's fair.
That much money, and you get a woman pregnant 1 year into meeting her, like, bro, you gotta have guardrails up. So it's when we talk about XP and all of that shit, some men just focus on their career or their craft, and when it comes to anything outside of that, they just green.
They ain't got it. Yeah, no, I get it.
I seen it. She called her one. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what I'm saying. That's why I was saying earlier. I think he might have just hit raw, like, oh shit. And then
look at the timeline.
And he might be one of the people like me where he say my kids will never be in the house with another man. So that could make a lot of, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, shit, she's pregnant. Fuck, I'm not.
So I put 2 under there.
You say what?
Well, because she's already selected at that point. Once you got the first one, it's like, fuck it, this wife.
Well, you want him to go put one in another one, and he got 2 baby mamas.
He cannot do that. He, like Willie said, this is America's team. He's the leader of it. He already has mad endorsements, and he is perceived not as like a bad boy, right? He has a certain perception about him. He cannot really afford to go out there and just be putting babies in people.
I got a question. I wasn't suggesting that at all. I'm just saying that I can get around the premise of what you all are communicating. I'm saying that I think that he went about the wrong period, and I don't think that we giving him a lot of leeway, in my opinion. I could be wrong, to suggest that he made a bad decision, right? So he should have went ahead and married her when he had the first one. And then come along. So you put a second one in her, but you don't think that she's that good of a chick?
So humble that. So
no man
I
should
think
marry
that's
a woman.
backwards, right? So you're saying that he should have
planned on marrying her anyway.
Yeah.
He should have went ahead and married her.
So here's why that's backwards, right? Because lay out both scenarios. You marry her, you have 2 kids. You have 2 kids, then you marry her, right? Which one do you lose more money on if they go bad?
What's that? It was more money? Is that what we're talking about?
Which one do you take a bigger L? If he would have married her, had 2 kids, and now they get a divorce, or if he had 2 kids, proposed to her, and then which one would he have lost potentially?
Well, if we talk about money, he would lose the most if he married and had 2 kids, right? However, that is speaking from a position of only money. But if we want to talk about it from the position of what it should be, right? It should be that he should have married her first.
That's who?
What you mean? Any society, any culture, you should marry the woman before you put a seed in her.
But how does that benefit him? How does
Because
that
you're not
benefit?
stuck with a
We
woman
understand
that
what
you
it
just
should be.
marrying because you got her pregnant. Like if you're not vetting, like kids is a lifelong commitment, right?
No, it's
The
not.
marriage
Kids
should be
matter.
the prerequisite to that lifelong commitment because you thought about this well enough to say, "Hey, I want this woman," and move to the next stage. But he ain't do that shit. He met her, and within a
How
year
are
got
kids
her
a
pregnant.
lifelong commitment?
And she probably was on his back, like, "Oh, I'm just a baby mama to you. Yeah, you don't want to make me an honest woman. Your kids ain't got your last name. My mama and my daddy looking at me funny because they always expected me to be married. I'm in the player section with all the other wives, and I'm just a girlfriend. These holes in the all that shit in his ear." Man. And he said, "Fuck,
White, how are kids a lifelong commitment?
Nigga, what?
Are you serious?
Hold on. Please answer the question. Let's have a conversation.
Kids are a lifelong commitment because kids are a lifelong commitment if you value your relationship as a man and as a father. You understand that everything that you do moving forward once you have kids is not about you. Your life has to alter in order to do what's best for your family if you're going to be a responsible male. And that is until your kids until you can't do anything.
This is my question, right? How is Dion Sanders and what's her name? Pilar,
yeah.
What's their type of communication? What's that like? What's their relationship?
No, she crazy.
What's their relationship like?
It's toxic.
He probably. When the last time you think he spoke to her?
It's been a minute.
So I'm trying to. When's the next time you think he'll speak to her, and how often do you think he'll see her over the next 20, 30 years?
What does that matter though?
Hold on, just please answer the question for me, and then we'll go down that route.
He's gonna have to continue to see as long as them kids around.
That man probably barely ever speaks to her or sees her. So I'm trying to understand, like, where's this lifelong commitment that y'all talking
To
about?
the kids, he's still there with the kids though.
Even with the grandbabies, he's gonna forever. They gonna forever be intertwined with each other though.
When you have
whether you want to believe it or not,
you don't have to see the other parent when you have adult children. That is not true at all.
Well, seeing them is one thing, but you still gonna be intertwined though.
Talking to them, you don't have to do that either.
But you're gonna be forever intertwined with them though.
Oh yeah, because y'all share a kid. But again, Dion can never see that woman again until the day he dies, and there won't be anything wrong with that. It'll just be the way life folds because he sees his kid when he's with his kid, and the kid goes see his mom when he sees his mom. He don't have to. If he gets married, maybe she comes. Maybe that's when he'll see her. That one time or
any special occasions, babies, birthday parties, all of that.
Well, no, birthday parties different.
He probably the only time Dion is going to see that woman is if Shador gets an award or if he's like getting inducted to the Hall of Fame.
Don't he got a restraining order on her anyway?
How is it connected to the lifelong commitment to the child?
Right, that's what I'm trying to understand too.
Mott took it there with this crazy
So this is what I'm saying, right? And this is what I'm trying to depict to you guys. You can have a kid with somebody, and once that kid becomes an adult, right? You guys can rarely ever speak and ever talk. Now, of course, you share something, right? You share a child, and nobody else on this world loves that child the way that you two individual people do, right?
But Mott, what does that got to do with the lifetime bond that you're gonna have with your kids the rest of your life? What does your baby mama got anything to do with this though?
No, you have a lifetime bond with your kids. So me and you, we agree.
That's what we're talking about.
No, that's not what M. White said that you're tethered, that you have a lifetime commitment with that person.
To the kids. No, he's talking about to the kids.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, me and the kid, yeah.
God damn, man.
Hold on. Because from my perspective, I thought that people were saying that if you have a kid with somebody, you just tied yourself to that person for the rest of your life.
You did.
That's what you guys believe. I disagree with you, and I'd like to have that conversation.
No, we was talking about the kids though. You just
you are connected to the person you created a seed with, bro.
So
I was talking about the kid that you connect to the kid for life. But when you start speaking, I thought this was part two of you let go of the kid if you lose your masculinity or something.
So if y'all saying that,
here we go. Marcus, don't start that.
Yeah, we agree you connected to your baby for life. Yeah, we agree on that. But if Humble Dad talking about you connected with that woman, hell no.
Well, you kind of are. So, look at it this way, right? Because you're connected to the kid for life, you may never see your ex again in life, but you still have to be aware of how that person is impacting your kid's life. And if this woman is anything that's similar to the Antichrist or Samantha Scarface, the sugar sniffer, they're going to have an impact on the kid's life. Even though you may never see this person again, you're going to have to live with the heartache that this mother is being an albatross in the kid's life. And I mean, unless you run a fishing boat, you won't be able to stop it.
Mm-hmm. So I agree with you. I agree with you on that, right? I think that you should be picking somebody that you think would be a decent mom, right? But a lot of times decent moms don't make decent wives with people. Like, for example, I don't know how I feel like Dion Sanders' wife, ex-wife, might be a decent mom. I don't know if he complains about that or not. She might be a decent mom, but he don't want her to be his woman, right? So
if you go watch what happened between those two people, decent and mother's two things you would never call that woman.
Oh, no, mind. Well, I think there are people who probably make decent moms, but just not decent wives, and I could be wrong. I don't know.
So again, this further proves our point where we was talking about, man. Look, we talk about how bad these women are. Dion's wife is a prime example of a goddamn bad woman that should never got that man's last name. Unfortunately, she did, gave that man some babies and all that other bullshit. But that's why I'm saying a good woman is very rare.
I think a crazy woman like Pilar is rare than Dak's girlfriend.
You think so?
Yeah. Do you know what that is? Like, there's like listen, that woman lied on him, tried to say he was hurting kids. I would definitely the type of crazy that Pilar is, I think that is rare. And that shit should be studied by like the FBI.
Who's this?
So Willie, you saying that's the same thing Xavier Worthy had in his girlfriend. She's just the same. She tried to put some charges on this man. That's after she.
Okay, so let's really play the numbers game, right? So that's two crazy women. Let's find some non-crazy women that are married. Russell Westbrook, y'all love caping for her, so he got a good one. Matt Stafford got a good one. Aaron Rodgers, he got a girlfriend too. What's the little nigga that's in Houston? Him. The old Nick Kirk Cousins, he got a girlfriend. He got a good wife. Like there are more there. So my point is there are more good wives out there than are crazy.
Phillip Rivers got about 20 goddamn kids by that same
one woman.
wife. Yes.
By one. He kept that girl pregnant his whole fucking career.
So that's what you call a good rare woman.
I think it's rare.
I think what's rare is not finding a woman that is fit, meets the basic requirements to be a decent wife. I think it's rare to find a woman that has the configurations necessary to satisfy your requirements as an individual. Like and I'm not saying that decent wives are above 50%. They're the minority of the population, but 35% is still makes it pretty easy to find a woman that you can call a wife. Out of 10 women that you meet, 3.5 of them are going to be, fit the bill to be somebody's wife. Now, are they going to be good for you? That's what's rare. But what also is rare is running into a Samantha Scarface. You know what I mean? And I mean, like, and then the more you achieve in life, right? That rarity, the way it impacts your selection, it does change, right? Like it's going to be hard pressed for any of us to find a giraffe to take a selfie with, unless you live in Namibia. Then they're not so rare. You know what I mean? But it's not an endangered species animal.
Got you.
Big Aaron coming through making sense.
Why are they saying that the majority of the reason they broke up wasn't the prenup? It was because she was saying she kept catching him cheating.
Because people just talking now. Like this, the first story to come out is usually the most accurate, and then everybody else start adding shit and just it'll come out. Either way,
even the stories where they say he got caught, it says that she knew about it.
So, and he's Dak Prescott. What is she? I'm not trying to be funny, but who thinks that nigga, the Dak Prescott is about to be only fuck?
But check this out. I just looked up in Texas if you got to get a ring back after a proposal, right? If it don't go through, and it said it's conditional, right? So for example, if she calls it off, she gives it back. If he calls it off, she can keep it. What if this was just what if he just was having second thoughts and this was his idea? Let me give her a crazy prenup that she's not going to sign and she's going to call the wedding. and give me that ring back.
It's a genius move. If that was the desired outcome.
I think the ring's coming back anyway because technically she called it off. If he says, I'm willing to marry you under the condition that you sign this prenup, and she says, I'm not signing the prenup, and she's the one that terminated the potential for the marriage.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Is like, what if his whole idea was like, let me give you something that I know you're not going to sign, and you're going to call it off and give me my money.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't think he's.
Well,
I don't think he's that smart. So I don't know.
Man, you just saying that because you a Bears fan, nigga.
You goddamn right. You call that man the greatest team and all that bullshit. That was crazy work.
Look, so somebody in the chat made a great point. They said, what if she wanted to add a cheating clause to the prenup? And then he said no. And then she was like, oh, so if he didn't already know, you're intentionally planning on cheating on me, because why wouldn't you add that clause if it was? And that just spiraled into a big ass argument.
It's possible.
I mean, that makes sense.
Why would you expect 1 out of 32 people to not be with other people?
But that's a smart request, though.
It's a smart request on her part for sure. For sure.
She almost guaranteed to get
that bag, yeah.
Listen, at the end of the day, Dak Prescott not getting the ring, as I told people when we drafted that nigga. So I'm like 12. Well, how we in? Not year 9. I'm 9 years right that the Cowboys won't win a Super Bowl until they get rid of Dak.
I think dating somebody with that type of money, the dumbest thing you could do is just not sign a prenup. I just feel like
just lock them in.
I think getting married with that type of money is the dumbest thing you can do.
Yeah, but I'm talking about for the woman's perspective, right? Like you not signing a prenup and just calling it off. It's like if your idea was to want money, like all you got to do is you're married to him. You have access to his money. Use it and leverage it throughout, your relationship.
Yeah, so you guys are saying that it's damn near impossible for a successful man to find love.
No, I'm saying that it's
that's worth marrying.
Actually, a hyper successful man. We can't, because we're all successful men. Some of us extraordinarily successful. That nigga is ultra successful. I think it's harder for them.
Okay, the tax brackets is different.
He's 9. Listen, 7 figures, cool, right? Everybody strive for it at some point. You get 8 figures, you're like, damn, 7 figures was hard, but 8 figures is really something. 9 figures, the next step after 9, nigga, you're a billionaire. So it's a different stratosphere for them guys.
Yeah, because the thing that's difficult is you have access to every type of woman in the world most times, right? But the problem comes in is they have the most incentive to pretend to be somebody else than anybody else in the world. Yep. And it's enough, like what they say, you don't know who you dating until like 3 to 4 years into the relationship. I don't think it's the divorce. I know you said that with you, but I believe like 3 to 4 years, you kind of get an understanding of who that person is. But for 9 figures, motherfucker pretend for 20 to be somebody else. You know what I'm saying? They'll pretend for a lifetime, and it will make sense to almost everybody around them when they try and stop. They be like, girl, you got 9 figures. What are you doing? Go back and pretend like you do. You know what I'm saying?
Let Oprah act like she think I'm handsome. I'll vote Democrat again.
Oh, you tripping. I mean, that's
a billionaire. Boy, I'm telling you, I'll be the best actor a Tyler Perry movie ever seen.
You will be on here saying men can have babies and shit too.
Married to a billion? No, I'm not saying that. I draw the line there. That's different. That's different.
We all got a house.
Yeah, that's different. I don't think I'm doing that.
The true rarity is if she would have got with him before all of this and stayed down. Have
you seen the girls that Dak was with? Because like there is this thing that is like a trend going around a couple years ago. Like my ex-boyfriend, if I had known what I knew now or knew then what I know now, I'd have stayed with him. And the girls that was claiming Dak Prescott, some of them girls was tough. And he went to Mississippi State. So you can already imagine what them girls look. You can see it. So
them goddamn snow bunnies. He love them goddamn snow bunnies.
One of them was mixed, I think, but she was tough.
Like, no, that's a nice looking white woman. I ain't gonna front on the white girl.
As far as that part goes, but we don't. Yeah, I ain't never. But so I get you there. But I can't, objectively look at them and be like, I understand why he's like, I know them back shots go crazy. Like you can look and be like, oh yeah, makes sense.
You would
close this for y'all. What was that? Go ahead, Aaron.
No, I was asking, you would marry Oprah for the prospect of becoming a billionaire?
God, you muted with him. You muted.
You muted. We
Muted.
muted. Maybe that's for
Or
better.
you muted. You muted.
Oprah
No,
silenced him.
well, yes, that's what I was saying. But I was saying to the point to a monster, like a guy would act. I mean, in White said, a guy act right for 20 years. A girl would act right for a nigga with $1 billion. I'm saying, well, shit. If Oprah came to me, just using myself as the example, yeah, I might vote. I might have voted for Jasmine Crockett because Oprah, is my woman. If I probably I could see how somebody would do that. The whole niggas can be girls and boys can have babies part. Draw the line there. That's it.
Can you send me the post? Because these look like just white girls to me. They don't really.
So you asking me to go in my archives and find the thick mixed chicks OnlyFans link and send it to you in the back chat?
Yes. Yeah, please.
I mean,
He said, please.
all right. Because you asked.
All right, man. Let me go ahead and close this show out.
I'm gonna send it to Instagram. I'm gonna send it to you here.
Huh?
I'm gonna send it to him on Instagram. I ain't gonna send it. I'm gonna text it to him. I'm not gonna send it to him on this.
If you guys enjoyed the show, hit the like button on your way out. Thank you guys for tuning in. Let's make sure we support everybody on the panel. We live back Thursday. Tap in with us. Hopefully you enjoyed the show, and thank you guys. Y'all have a good rest of your evening. We are out.